1, 2, 1, 2. Welcome to Smack Panda Podcast. Timing was a little off on the cloud.
Yeah, but we'll get the timing in time.
Well,
How's the week?
it's busy so far. Just started a challenge at the gym, so it's just frantic. Like people testing different times, and juniors has been busy, and it's just good.
So you got full.
Yeah. Yeah, we got 22 doing it. We
Oh,
opened
shit.
16 spots, so
Yes,
that's good. And like you're noticing now that it's summer again, everyone's coming back. Like,
Yeah.
it's busy.
Yeah.
A bit of normality going on.
And they've got
so-
their winter bodies on, so they're ready to take off the
Any
cloak.
randoms that aren't from the gym?
Yeah,
or-
we got a few. Couple
Did
join
they see
up,
the
which
video?
is good. They saw the vid.
Oh,
that's
people
great.
love the video.
That's good.
Yeah, they're all
They
talking
did a good
about
job.
it. Yeah, the video's sick.
Yeah, sweet.
Sick, okay, it's telling a story. It's supposed to have a voiceover, but it doesn't.
Yeah. Doesn't need
Graph
one.
it anyhow.
We tried.
So, no, it's been good, man. Big fight on the weekend.
Yeah,
Shocking.
Loma.
What'd you think?
Did you watch it, mate?
Yeah, I did. Like I was, I
You could watch it everywhere. It was great. It was so
great.
easy to watch.
Yeah.
Finally.
It was the most, I think, the most viewed of
he
from
lost.
2019.
But
yeah.
like, what was he thinking? Did he throw it or something? Like,
It was.
don't throw a punch.
did.
for
It
was like he
6
started
fucking
too
rounds.
Yeah, I was like, no, it's all right, guys. This is what's going to happen for 4 rounds. He's going to give 4
Went
rounds
6
away,
part, didn't it?
then he's going to get to work.
Yeah,
But to be honest, I just think he felt Lopez's power.
Yeah.
That kid's legit.
Yeah.
And I don't think
Those body
anyone
shots.
really knew it yet. Yeah.
yeah.
Some of the shots, like the uppercuts would miss and hit him in the chest and then the chin. Or
Yeah.
I think he hit him with a big backhand to the body that like brought him off his feet.
Yeah.
And he stepped
Yeah.
in. I think he felt the power to the guard early and was just trying to work his way out.
Yeah.
Maybe he expected him to gas, I'd
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
But,
What happened to the footwork though? The amazing ballerina steps and all
Well,
that,
I just
you know?
think with
Too scared,
another.
The other guy's pretty.
He's a
Like,
great
quick, man.
Great counter.
He's cutting him off
Yeah.
a lot.
He just read distance and reacted so well, and because he can punch so hard, like he's a big lightweight. And that guy was massive for lightweight. He looked huge, but Aloma's like he's not that big. He's really like a junior.
Do you
junior
go back
feather.
down now?
I don't know.
Hang around.
I don't
did
know
this-
how he thinks. Like I thought it was like about 7 rounds to 5.
Yeah.
I think he
It
went
wasn't too-
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think he won those.
Yeah.
And then he definitely lost at 12, and he lost everything leading up to it. So
But
I
he
just-
could have won those if he'd upped the game though. Like
Yeah, but-
you think he didn't even try. He
I
was-
know.
he
I
just gave
just
them
feel.
away.
I feel like it was. We don't want to get caught cold. I think they knew the danger especially after the first round. They would have felt it and went, "Oh, hang on, like he can really punch this kid."
Because didn't he fight there like a while ago and say he probably won't fight up at that weight again?
Teofimo or
No,
Loma?
Loma.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember. But he is small for the weight. But still, like you can't. If you're up there competing with solid guys, like he beat Jorge Linares and like Luke Campbell's a big welter, but Tez is just they got that kid.
Yeah.
Like he's a Brooklyn kid. He's got cool swag. He's pretty cocky and confident. He's a good American champion. Like I like a bit like a. I'm gonna say throwback because it's not that long ago, but like to the 90s, in early 2000 era, like that little bit of showmanship and swagger, and he can back it up for once. Like,
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how he goes in the future. He'll be someone to watch for sure. Well, to do what he did, phenomenal.
Yeah.
15 fights.
To be there.
You know, and Loma might have only had 15, but like the resume that Loma had in
the
those
300
15's ridiculous.
Amateur
Or
fights.
400,
Whatever.
almost
Fucking
400.
damn.
He's had over 410 fights.
2 losses.
It's
In
stupid.
amateur, yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Look, my initial because I was disappointed, but
Yeah.
I just I've got no professional inkling in it or anything,
No.
But as a layman, man, he just didn't seem that into it to me, like he.
So
I
laid
don't
off
think
for
he
a while
wanted
too.
to be there. Like,
12
I
months?
think, well, that's not that long though, really. Most of them only fight 2 times a year.
That's right, yeah. That's right.
But it's more, I think, I don't know. I just feel like he felt the power early and then they didn't want to get chinned. They're
Yeah.
very smart. Like they've developed, but it's almost like it was they're too. they're so professional. Maybe they're too professional. Like there's some point in fights where you got to be like, fuck it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, all right, I got to start punching.
Yeah.
And if I get chinned, well, at least I'm getting chinned trying. But in his head, because he's been so dominant and won so much, I don't know if like still thought he won after the fight. I'm like, well,
Did he? Oh, I didn't watch that. Did he actually think he won?
thinks. Yeah, so he said, I think he thought he still come out on top. He said I got to go back and watch the video, but I still think they just kind of, when you win so much, it's hard to realize when you've lost. Maybe. You convince yourself of what you need to. He wasn't getting hit that much in the early rounds. He's defensively pretty good, but he wasn't doing nothing. And when he was getting hit, like they were solid shots every now and then. So yeah, I don't know. It was a bit bizarre.
I think he definitely lost. Like it would have been.
Yeah, he didn't deserve to win.
He didn't deserve to
so
win.
I think it was like a 2-round fight, really. Yeah. Like the scores maybe should have been within 2 points of each other. I think it's fair. So. Well, no, it's good. It's a big deal. So out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
No, it's good. You need that.
Yeah,
it's
refreshing.
shit when you got the same
dominant person.
Yeah.
Like you had the Klitschko's up there for era, boring the shit out of everyone.
That was boring. That Klitschko
didn't understand.
That's when I stopped watching.
The heavyweights.
Yeah, I did. It just got so boring, man.
And then they got beaten. It come back to life.
Yeah.
Because it opened everything up.
Yeah.
So the lightweight division is pretty exciting at the minute, actually. You got Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis. What's his name? It's just left. Ramirez. You got. Yeah, it's pretty open. You got the Aussie kid, Kambosos.
Yeah.
But he's fighting Selby for an eliminator, so he's probably going to get to fight for a vacant belt. I reckon that's what'll happen. I don't think Teo will hang around. Devin Haney's the WBC champion, so I can kind of see maybe that fight coming off Haney and Lopez, and then if Lopez was victorious, he'd move on to the next weight. So the belts become vacant.
Jesus.
Yeah, because Loma gave up 4 belts. Was it for that fight?
I think maybe 3, maybe 3.
Yeah.
3 because the WBC, like Haney's got the BC, but it is like, man, I'm a boxing guy and it's still like keeping up with who's got every belt in the division. There's I know he had maybe 3 of them.
Too many fucking belts.
Yeah, maybe 3 of the main 4. So, well, yeah, that was the boxing news on the weekend.
Yeah.
I got through that Roy Jones podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, I want to listen to it again.
Yeah.
So, like, good stories.
Yeah.
Good listen.
And he's still sharp, like.
Yeah. He's not punch. He doesn't sound too punch drunk.
Nah, he
doesn't sound super articulate, but.
Nah, but he's just a country boy. So, like, that's the way he is. Yeah, no, he's a cool cat.
And he was a commentator himself anyway, wasn't he? So he's comfortable as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What he said about the Tyson thing, he took it because it was only going to be 6 weeks away.
Yeah.
He's really onto it. And they kind of shafted him a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know
like
what I
2-minute
noticed?
rounds.
I watched Roy Jones hitting the pads.
Yeah.
And remember Tyson's clips, the camera work was on point, like from a filmmaking point of view. Yeah. So erratic.
Yeah.
Roy Jones looked fast as fuck, and it was a locked off camera on a tripod.
It's normal.
You can't, he was moving the same way that like the fucking hooks and that.
He's still got.
He looks so fast for how old he was. I was like,
how old is he? I forget how old he is.
51.
Yeah, and so he's still got super quick hands.
Yeah.
Like the thing that goes is the resistance. That's the only concern. Like even in his last few fights, but maybe being off and motivated, and he'll put in a good performances against the old Tyson.
Yeah.
The problem is for him, like if he gets clipped.
Yeah.
Chinny. Even like in bigger gloves and shorter rounds.
Yeah.
It's actually, like you were saying, I think it's more dangerous.
Yeah.
Tyson's not going to get us tired.
Yeah.
Once he's tired,
Yeah, 2-minute rounds. He's like, well, you're taking it all away from me.
Yeah. But yeah, he's a cool cat. The way he looks at fighting and he's really into.
He's got Eubank Jr. He's training him up.
Yeah, he's coaching.
So
a heap of guys.
Is his dad like stepped away? Chris Eubank Senior's a bit.
He's an
He's on
eccentric
the
guy.
nose, eh? He's
on the
so
nose.
weird.
Yeah, but you know what? It makes him interesting. I think it's interesting.
Like he went up. I watched an old promo video of him, kind of thing. Like I think Chris was like Eubank Jr. was speaking at something like promoting a fight maybe, and they got out of a truck. A blue truck.
Yeah.
Like it was.
Like a semi.
like a mint blue truck. And they had these gay suits on and that, and like real flamboyant.
Yeah.
He's
Showbiz.
borderline, maybe
Eccentric,
homosexual.
super
Maybe?
eccentric.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's just you know what? I don't. It was interesting listening to a Nigel Benn on that London Real podcast because he was saying like people don't know the real Chris. Like he presents to be this gentleman, but he's like he said he's a bit of like he's hard to deal with, and he presents as this gentleman, and he never swears and this and that. But like he was saying, he's like the real him is the opposite. Like
that's why when like they were talking about Tyson when he like talks about getting aroused and shit about fighting. Like I think as well he'd be using it as a character a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like unless he's
a bit
really,
he's tapped.
He is.
He's got some issues. That
But
kid.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
that's pretty full
You
on.
go from being like hiding in walls in the Bronx and shit because you're scared, and then seeing the stuff he does, doing the drugs that he did at such a young age, to then thrust into this like limelight. And, like he's had no room to develop mentally except for now.
Except for
Yeah,
now.
probably
Yeah, and then we start this shit again.
Yeah, and
his
he got
ego's
back on it
boom,
again.
it's on
Yeah, it
again.
is exploding, eh?
It's terrible.
That's why I
It's
think
a shame.
It
right?
is.
just
a
feels a
shame.
bit
It's
fake
really
because
annoyed
it's-
that Rogan. I was like, stop feeding it. He's happy. Let him be. God damn it.
Yeah.
I was stoked when I saw the
wasn't it-
first interview and he was all mellowed out. And that.
Wasn't it his wife called him
brilliant.
fat?
Well,
Yeah.
she just wanted to get him healthy, I think, because he was like he had too much fat around his guts.
That's heart attack material, around the guts and that. So fair enough. And then
He's
he
one
went mental.
scary man.
Yeah. But it is hard. Like even like I've only stopped recently, but like if I do a couple sessions, I start feeling like a monster. Like I'm like, wow, I can still do it. Like I still want to do it. And then I'm like, if I have a few days up, I'm like, oh no, I don't. Or the reality of it kicks in.
Yeah.
No, I don't. But it's just keeping that in check, like. Because it can creep up so quickly, and then it consumes you, and then all these other problems happen because of it, and it's just keeping the freaking ego like checked and balanced, which it is hard. It's hard to identify who's who, because there's 12 of me in my head. There's the strongest one, and then there's all the other little voices.
Herman
Split.
Yeah. What about you guys? What's been happening?
Yeah.
What are you into, Matt?
Man, I got the weirdest phone call the other day. It's a bit personal now. So I got my stepdad, and he's quite all over in New Zealand, and he's on. So he's got a bit of lung cancer and heart failure, and that. So he's really not well, and he's still smoking and drinking and that. And they put him on morphine, and there's been long stories. He had to go in and out of hospital, and they gave him lots of liquid morphine, which isn't good for Paul.
Yeah.
He just necks shitloads of it, and rather than killing him, it just made Paul go mental, basically. And he so Mum calls up. Paul's been in the news, so Paul's a handyman and stuff. And like last footage I saw of Paul, Mum sent it over, and he's that skinny and frail from the cancer and that he can't walk anymore, and he's in one of these chairs with wheels, and he's wheeling around to his beer and all that, And Paul's a great guy. Like he's a cool cat. He just liked to drink too much, but he's a great stepfather and dad. And so he's gotten wasted on this morphine. It didn't kill him. And he thought somewhere in his brain, he thought he was like 15 again or some shit.
Yeah.
And he thought it'd be a good idea to drive down to Bunnings, park in a handicap thing because he had to get parked close because he can't really walk, staggered in there and tried to rob the place.
Oh, no.
Yeah, man. There's at closing time, and he pulls out this little knife from his sock. So he's brought a knife along. And the guys in South Auckland Bunnings are like ex-rugby players. They're huge, and Paul's a skinny, frail 65-year-old white guy, and they pummeled him, man. Like they broke his neck, broke his arm, 3 ribs. Oh, yeah, like they fucked him up.
Bit too far.
Yeah, a bit too far. I was thinking about it. It's interesting because I remember someone down at Albion Park bashed the Aldi checkout chick, and he was off his head and stuff. And I thought, what a prick! They should have wasted him, but they didn't waste him. They got the bat off him that and stuff. But it made me realise behind every fuck up there's a story behind it, you
right.
know,
Yeah,
and
what's going on?
what's going on. And
Yeah.
so it's important not to break someone's neck.
No.
You know?
Yeah, there's humans behind.
There's humans as well. So anyway, he's in hospital and managed to survive somehow. So he's got lung cancer, heart failure, and a broken neck and everything else. My mum was saying, you know, he's been denied bail. He probably won't go to jail because he's insane. And Mum was telling the doctors not to give him the morphine because when you get lung cancer and that, you get lack of oxygen to the brain anyway. So you're not your normal self, you know. So yeah, that was my week, trying to deal with Mum. And poor Paul, she sends a photo and he's chained to this huge Islander guy. He's a Mount Eden prison warden, so he's in jail. Oh, he's not in jail, he's in hospital, but he's chained up as if he's in jail, and he's got a broken neck, and he's like,
what's he gonna do?
He can't
It's
do
like,
anything.
sit back down, mate.
Yeah, it's just, I suppose it's just protocol.
Right.
Yeah,
That's no good.
So that's no good, man.
No.
You know, my brother and I were talking. He doesn't deserve to go out like that.
No,
It was a
that's
good
a
cat.
terrible way.
Yeah, you know. Well, but it is pretty punk. As long he didn't hurt anyone. Some guy got a little cut to the hand or something. So, you know.
Wow.
But the funny thing is, it was only 6 months before that in Bunnings Warehouse. Paul was the hero. He was, and he'd just been diagnosed with lung cancer, and he'd fallen off a ladder and had broken the ribs again, so he could hardly breathe. And he pulled up, and then he heard this commotion in the car next to him. There's this massive Islander bloke beating up his missus, and she was a little white girl, and he was wasting her, you know, and he was huge, and no one was doing anything. And so Paul, this little Kiwi guy, gets out, bangs on the window, and says, "You fucking pussy," you know, hitting the chick, and the dude looks at him, "You want some?" and goes to jump out, and Paul's just like, fuck, he's huge, you know. So Paul tries to run back to the car, open the boot up, he keeps a bat in the boot, you know. He used to be a bluer back in the day and everything, you know, he had a really interesting life.
Keep it on to
So he's got the bat, and before he goes to reach it out, and the guy comes up and bear hugs him, and he's got broken ribs. So bear hugs and broken ribs, and evidently Paul, the adrenaline just kicked in, one huge shot of adrenaline, and his elbow came back, and he knocked the guy out cold and destroyed his face.
Wow. Good on him.
The guy's completely out, and he's an ex-rugby player, gigantic
He's a
guy.
weak dog then.
Yes. And the girl's bleeding and
Last
everything.
job.
She's running down.
that's
So
horrendous.
Paul manages, I think he'd go to hospital when he got back home, had his beers and all that. And next thing you know, cops are at the door with her parents wanting to give him an award and all this for bravery and shit, you know. And he's like, not that type of guy. He's like, you know, I'm not into
No,
that.
I'm just doing
He's
it.
just a staunch, you know, like Kiwi bloke or whatever. You know, so that's another part of the story, isn't it? And then so obviously when his mind was not itself, he lived at Bunnings because he was a hardware guy and stuff. That's his job. And then when he was 16, he used to be a little bluer and robber. So somewhere it clicked in. Let's go and rob Bunnings.
Wow.
So poor mums had to put up their shit. They're not even together anymore, you know. So, but
Yeah, it's a shame.
that's a shame. Poor Dudley.
There's
P Diddy.
Let's go.
There's an like an element of comedy to it in the retail. Like you can picture it of it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can.
The
But
reality
they
would be
would have been
nuts.
laughing, surely.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
just go, yeah,
60
right.
Like he's
mate,
hobbling
like,
in
come
like
here.
this, but then he pulls a knife out and it all goes a bit crazy. Yes. Anyway, so that's to be continued because there'll be footage and there's, you know, we can't have him being romper stomped. You know, fair enough. Get
it's
off,
not-
give him a couple of hits. That, you know, but
Shot to the ribs or something. But no,
not
maybe not in his case.
not this.
No more to the ribs.
Enough of the ribs already.
Pull the body
Oh
snatcher.
yeah, we'll probably tell a few stories about Paul. He had a really interesting life.
Yeah.
How's your other mate, Paul?
Yeah, the guitarist
guitarist.
from New Zealand. Yeah, well, New Zealand's opened up, so he's touring again through New Zealand. So it's all good. He almost got caught. He was touring through Switzerland. I've got this friend Paul Eubank Jones, who's a musician in New Zealand. You know, he's English, Swiss, Kiwi now, but he's been a professional, you know, singer-songwriter since '75 or '76. You know, so
Huge afro still.
yeah, amazing player. Like, just he's the reason all this exists actually, because it was one, like, I always played guitar, but it was kind of a hobby, but I loved it and all that, but I could never write songs or anything. And then my oldest boy Caius was born in England, and then his mum wanted to come back to Thirroul. You know, she's from Wollongong and that, so we came back to Thirroul. But I didn't really want the kids growing up here, you know. So last place we lived in New Zealand was Queenstown. You know, you can snowboard in the morning, you can surf in the afternoon. It's just a wicked place. So we went back there, and I was looking, because I used to work there and stuff. But something had happened. Lord of the Rings had just been filmed or something, and everyone wanted to live there, so the prices went through the roof. So, and the wages had dropped. So the rental in the old place we had went up 300%, and my wages went down like $10 an hour or something. So it wasn't going to happen, and so I had to. There's another funny story. I'll tell that one later. About Queenstown anyway, and there was last night I was in Queenstown. There's a show and it was Paul Ubana Jones, and I'd seen him before, but I'd been a bit young and into grunge and didn't really get it, This one night the show was, it was full of drunk English backpackers, and there's an acoustic guy in the corner, and you think, nothing's going to happen here. And 3 songs in, you could hear a pin drop, man. Like everyone just shut the fuck up. And then he's got this thing where he does this raga, where it's this acoustic guitar solo, goes for about 15 minutes, and it just blasts at the end of it. And there's people like stage diving off chairs and stuff to an acoustic guitarist, and he's got this huge afro and this big belly, and he's just rocking, man. And he's this kind of black Yorkshire guy with green eyes. He's the most amazing cat, and that was it for me. Like everyone left that place smiling, thinking that life was alright, and I left there as a songwriter. I'm like, that's it. No more fucking around. And next day I wrote my first song and it was crap. And for the next 5 years they were crap, but then
they get good.
Yeah, and
it's funny those moments of like realization.
Yeah, that inspiration. Hey.
Yeah.
And that's why he does it. He's brought up 4 kids, mortgage. He's never made it famous. He's had his opportunities, but he's fucked them up. But he's kept at it because he loves what he does. And that's why we were lucky, I suppose, to not box but play guitar, because if you love boxing and stuff, I think it's not really a long-term proposition,
Sure.
So you need to get onto the strings. Nasty.
But that's what it's about. When you do have that opportunity,
you gotta go for it.
And it's just about like pushing other kids to do the same thing. Like we got there's a big club challenge tournament happening in South Australia next month. We had maybe 10 or 12 kids that or young people and a few kids that planned on going, and I'm like, really excited. And then a few of the kids can't go because now their parents are like, you're not allowed to compete. Or you can't go away because of X, Y, and Z. I don't really know. It doesn't make much sense. It's like,
why
you can come in the gym and spar, and you're basically doing the same thing. Like you full contact. Yeah. You're not trying to kill each other, but they're kids anyway. Like it's a 3 by 1.5 minute bout. It's the same under stricter rules probably. It's like you take those opportunities away from them, but like with no real justification or understanding of it. And it's like you've just given the kid the opportunity to dream, and then you take it away from them. Or you're pushing them into it, and then they develop a love for it. Give them the opportunity to get on the right path, but then never let them go and fulfill like a kid.
Shouldn't it be up to the kid?
Well,
that's how I'd.
I mean, you gotta. I understand to an extent, but it's like you're doing it already. Yeah. So it doesn't make sense to me. The biggest thing for me is the disappointment of you invest so much into them and they invest so much into it, and you see them get excited about, I'm going to get to compete. And if they think they're coming away with the rest of the crew, and then all of a sudden it's just pulled from them.
Yeah. How old?
It makes me this is I got a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old. Yeah. And the 14-year-old, he's got some stuff, but I think it's they're at these pivotal ages where you either get hooked on something good, or they're gonna go that way. Yeah, because the freedom's there. These kids have one of them particularly has a lot of freedom. They have the freedom to go and do what they want, ride their bikes and hang with their mates, and there's not really that the reins aren't being held that tight. But then in situations like this, you pull the reins right back. But you want them to do it, but you don't really want to give them the freedom to actually go.
It's the wrong message, and they're not going to get hurt.
It confuses them, and it's kind of like they push. One of them gets pushed into it, do it, it's good. And then every opportunity we have to actually do it. No, we can't. You can't do that through whatever,
Is that mum being worried, you think, or?
No, I just think I don't know. People get caught up in themselves, don't they?
Yeah.
They don't think about what it does to the kids. We had instances in the past with similar stuff. Don't put something on the table and then take it away. and then don't do it again. If that's the case, don't let them do it. Don't put the dream on their table. Like, allow the kids to have the opportunity at greatness. You know, and that's the hardest thing to get across to people that never have chased it and they've never experienced any taste of it. I haven't had greatness, but like I got the opportunity to dream, and then because I had so much freedom, I got the opportunity to chase it, and then I had good people that pushed me and helped get me to where I wanted to go.
It's the journey anyway.
So I tasted it, but I want these kids to go and become great. They're not all the most talented kids in the world. It doesn't matter, but the opportunity to pursue it is what's important because then they get the experience and the journey out of it. Like, I don't give a fuck about the sport. Like, fuck the sport. But it's about what you're doing for these, like, for people through it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Really, and I legitimately mean that. People say it all the time, but because I've had a career, so you know I didn't get to where I wanted to get to, but I still went and accomplished it enough. And had
those
great
kids will have
experience.
the story of being able to say they were in the ring.
Yeah.
You know, I boxed, even if they don't stick with it.
I overcame something and I got there. It's hard to
must be shit scared to jump in that ring for the first time. Everyone's looking at you and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the experience of getting on a plane for the first time. And getting on a plane until I was like, we never really went on like holidays on planes. So I got to travel at 19 was the first time I played on a plane, and it was because of boxing. And then like a few months later, it was... Maybe we went again, and then a couple of years after, I've been to like so many countries free from boxing, like 32 countries or something all up, and all just through that dream. Yeah. So if I didn't do that, like I wouldn't have grown from the experience of travel and the different cultural thing and competing in all these different areas and, you know, overcoming all the things that are associated with it. And so it wouldn't be like the person you are from it. So it's like by constantly denying kids the opportunity to do things or pursue what they wish to, you know, and I understand there's a danger element to it because a lot of the time I probably wouldn't want my kids to box. But if they're in there doing it, then, you know, give them the opportunity to do it properly.
Yeah.
You know, don't put it on the table and take it away. It's frustrating. Yeah. That's the hardest bit about coaching. You invest a lot. Like, I can't imagine like Nudge's stories about it and how energy spent he must feel because he does it with everyone. He used to do it with like a lot more people than he does now because he's learned. But for me, from a fighter's perspective, I'm so connected with these kids. I can't not invest in them. Like, it's hard not to.
Because you kind of grown them.
Yeah, well, you become a big part of their life. I see them 4 days a week, and I'm thinking about them probably 6. Like, you know, I'm at home going, how can I make these kids better? Yeah. You know, why did he cry this day? What happened there? What's going on there? It's just because he's developing through this thing or that, or
especially at that time, 14.
Pivotal change.
You're changing heaps, and I think something so fucking hard. Like that sport is
brings it out hard. And builds them.
Yeah,
but it's
if
not.
If they can overcome that, they can overcome anything.
And it becomes like the hard becomes normal to them.
Yeah.
Because it becomes second nature. So if they can thrive in that environment, they're gonna thrive in life. Like, that's the biggest thing. I'm like, and because of that,
sounds like a recruitment speech.
Yeah. But it's just that I don't know. It's a pathway. It draws them in. To otherwise they'd just be kids just out chasing something else.
So the borders, like, you can fly there, or
you just gotta
no quarantine.
Yeah, I think we're alright now.
No, you just gotta put your travel. You just gotta notify them that you travel.
Yeah.
So. If you want to
I need a holiday.
Yeah, man.
We need Queensland to open because I want to take the kids.
I hate the Gold Coast, but I'm taking the kids. You know,
I just want to get away somewhere.
It is good there for kids.
It's great, man.
When I took Riken there in January or February or whenever we went,
it's actually a lot better than it used to. I lived there for a few years and all that. Yeah. It's not a place to live, but it's great, man. Yeah. And now they got the tram system and all that, and it's a lot cleaner than it used to be, like in the 90s and stuff.
Well, it rained every day, but it was. It does
rain a lot.
It was still great because we could walk to Time Zone, and you know, like, he fucking loves Time Zone, so it was
Time Zone's great.
It was great.
They still got that gun range up there in Surfers Paradise. There's got Time Zone, and you walk around the corner. There's a bowling alley next to the bowling. There's a gun range.
Well,
like you go in there.
I do remember the bowling alley, but I wasn't looking for a gun range.
It's not something you expect up there.
How's my mate just had to come back from Thailand? He's been living in Thailand for about maybe 3 years, maybe.
Yeah.
For a good stint. They're like, his visa ran out and like he was renewing it by just flying to like the next country or crossing the border or whatever. And they're like, no, that's it. Like, so he's back in the Goldie, like with his time.
Because of the COVID situation?
Yeah, basically he reckons they're starving over there. He goes, COVID isn't killing many, it's the bloody starvation.
There's no tourism.
Yeah, there's no money.
Yeah, well,
like monkeys are taking over towns and...
They've got huge protests over there at the moment. Thousands upon thousands of people.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Because of COVID or?
Yeah, it might be. Normally these protests generally start from some shit like that.
Yeah.
Someone's fucking with your shit, you know. And so, but it's against the monarchy, which is really interesting because normally you go to jail and shit, you know.
They love the king. He's on all the channels.
Well, I don't know if they actually love the king, but they gotta.
They pretend,
love the king.
yeah.
Just as much as North Korea does.
Yeah, that's right. Brother Kim.
Yeah. Or Vietnam.
Man, speaking of monkeys, like taking over villages, there's a doco on YouTube that flashed up the other day about these Nigerian like animal gangs that live with.
Holy
they go
shit.
out and live and do these like ghetto shows with wild baboons, hyenas, snakes, and they live with these animals like riding hyenas, wild hyenas. There's a baboon trainer. Imagine a baboon if it lost it. It just destroy
Break
you
in half.
Yeah.
Oh man, and
They're the
just,
scariest looking
have you seen-
motherfuckers, baboons.
Have you seen the footage of those chimps? I think they're chimps. They're fishing.
No.
They're made like... I should fucking try and Google it. But yeah, they reckon they're going through their own...
Jamie,
little,
bring up the...
Yeah, they're going through their own Stone Age. Like,
Wow,
they're,
yeah,
fishing and shit. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, if we wasted ourselves, it wouldn't take long for someone to fill the spot. You know?
Well, they're trying to... These guys are teaching the baboons to snake handle.
Shit.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's just chaos. They were living in like... You forget how bad some people have it depending on where you were born. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Like these guys are traveling little gang and they got all their families. They build these camp out spots on trash, like at tips.
Yeah.
Like on top of rubbish and
They're
dig it
making
out
the most
and
of
put
it.
walls up.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's filthy.
Yeah.
Like, imagine you get like a little cut or something. You've got to
Disease.
die.
Yeah.
Your Wi-Fi is terrible up here, Matt.
Well, it's a soundproof room here at Smack Panda Studios, so it's the Wi-Fi
gold.
no good, man.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes it's a good thing. It's nice to come up with bullshit stories and not be able to check.
Yeah.
No, I found it.
We don't do fact checks.
Fact check.
Oh, but there's got to be...
Interesting check. Is that interesting or not?
There's got to be a fucking ad.
Yeah.
What's the goes?
You guys will have to
Google it yourself.
you have to Google it yourself.
We'll see if we can insert it in the
It's
edit.
an 8 fishing. Yeah, we might put that in the edit.
Yeah.
It's insane.
You need some better footage than that. You
Oh no,
really
that's
showed me that.
that was pretty shit. On my shattered screen, you can't even see it.
Did you at the zoo? Did you do the monkey thing, where you put the they got the little
Oh, they look like they're in the Stone Age. Them
yeah
guys are-
those things, and didn't you? I can do it. So you
A
put a
little
$2 coin in, and a little nut comes out, macadamia nut,
No.
and the monkey grabs it, runs down, grabs it, and opens it with a rock.
They got
No.
little tools and shit.
Yeah,
No,
man.
because we went there and it was packed.
Yeah,
Like
right.
there
Oh,
was,
was it busy? Was it?
yeah, there was a heap, like mainly just in that part. So we're like,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
yeah, monkeys. Like we'll keep going, kind of thing. But all he kept going on about because they had an inland taipan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's a naughty snake, and he's like, oh yeah, like he was keen for this
Like it,
naughty
yeah.
snake the whole day.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I want to go back. I want to go to this naughty snake.
Yeah, it doesn't
These-
do much, but
These
shit.
things sit there and like use them like hammers.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool.
First
Yeah,
signs
what's
of
the
like
name of them?
little
The
basic
little
tools.
monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that freaked them out. The first primate, apart from chimpanzees, that they knew used tools. You know,
Yeah.
Crazy.
so we're not alone. Bloody hell.
No.
Yeah. So you went to the zoo. That was
Yeah, that's the highlight of my week.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
that's a good highlight.
Yeah. The week just seems to be flying.
Yeah. Well, it is, man. You've got the Trumpy's election in a couple of weeks. We should do a special for that one.
We
Actually.
should
Oh,
have to
shit.
read a little bit.
Yeah.
Have you
What?
seen? Have you seen that video of him
Show.
dancing? In
No.
the last one, man, it's the best. If you're gonna get anything up, get the Trump dancer. It's hilarious.
Is someone cutting it or is he
Can't
actually
find it.
dancing?
No, he's actually dancing. I
Oh.
think he's presenting and he's like, he's doing this.
He's
little-
actually trying to dance.
He does a little like.
Oh my god.
And it's the most white guy dance I've ever seen. it's good value.
I've seen a lot of guys like cutting his speeches up and putting them over songs.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
he sings the lyrics, but it's
Yeah,
just his
yeah.
speeches. You know, Eye of the Tornado, Megadeth.
Yeah, yeah.
They did one to that. It's crazy.
Some people have too much time.
I'd love to have that much time.
It'd be great.
I've got a fair bit, but not that much.
Yeah.
I tried. I was telling Matt, I went on Fiverr, like that Pakistani guy. He's like, yeah, I can do it. $10. I'm like, yeah, sweet. So it writes me a thing like, show me what like, tell me what you want, kind of thing, and like, so you post an ad and you explain what you want,
Yep.
and then this guy's like, yeah, I can do it. Tell me what you want, kind of thing again. So I'm like, okay. Typed it out again. He's like, okay, can you pick from like his board? And I'm like, no, I want that. Like,
Yeah.
you said you could do that. He's like, no, I can't. And then he's like, please, sir, don't give me a bad rating. And that. I'm like, oh, God.
I was gonna feed my village on this bitch.
Yeah. So I got another packy doing it for $30. But no, I don't know. He said he'll do a sample.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I was mucking around with just the logo today on Photoshop and come up like I could probably do it myself.
yeah.
You know, like, so see what
That's
happens.
cool.
See what he does. So
It's cool as is. You just literally need it to go.
yeah, but you could easily do that with 2 frames. Like delete that bit and then stick it straight back on.
Yeah. Right.
So I don't think it won't be that hard. I just kind of wanted to try out this Fiverr thing and
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
to-
think
to
you ever get
maybe use
anything
it,
really
you know.
for a $5, you know, but
Nah.
you know, for maybe
Is
for
that what
$100
it's-
or something,
yeah.
like, you know, like it's.
I think because some
You get
guys
what you
have like
pay for, man.
$700 on there,
Yeah.
and they don't look that good. Like
Yeah.
I'm
right.
really,
I wouldn't pay that
I'm a
much,
bit
yeah.
like.
skeptical.
Yeah, like how good are these dudes? Are they? Is it just like me saying?
If you're paying anything like that, you want someone close so you can actually
Yeah, it's
critique
work
it. So,
with-
yeah,
fucking
work with
like
them.
with a name like Brian,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these guys have got these fucking names like this. You know,
You prefer a Brian.
I'd rather
Brian
a
sounds
guy.
fucking boring.
They should change the name to
Or
Brian.
It's not very
least,
arty.
at least you know he's going to be.
Sounds like an accountant.
Brian's,
an English-
funny story. That's who my wife's boss is. Brian. He's
There we
an
go.
accountant. Brian's a numbers guy, not an
Yeah.
articulate guy.
But he speaks English.
Yeah.
Well,
He doesn't
can
write,
communicate.
you know,
Yeah.
words that don't make sense
Yeah.
in the wrong order.
Yeah, it's a bit poetic though. It's a bit of fun, bit of art in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? So yeah, we've got the Trumpy thing. It's unfortunate that the Tyson fight will probably be the most interesting fight of the year.
Yeah.
You think? You know?
Yeah, because
I hope it's not. I hope it's really
no,
boring.
you know what's. Oh, sorry.
That will crush the audio.
That was a test. Davis and Santa Cruz. Javonte Davis.
Oh,
yeah.
my mate
And
sent me the
Leo
24.
Santa Cruz.
Yeah, it'll be
That
good.
was sick. The 24/7 was great.
Oh my
This is a
god, that's what
build-up
I want to
show,
film.
man. Yeah.
I want to get over there and film that shit.
Yeah.
That's so hot, like
Yeah, it's
hype driven. It's just
What is it? I don't know.
Awesome.
So it's like a behind the scenes look into their training camp,
Oh yeah, yeah.
into their lifestyle. There's interviews and then cutaways, and it
Yeah.
kind of tells the story of them and their family and their come up, and then the story of the fight.
And training up towards the fight.
Yeah,
It's sick.
yeah.
That sounds like a good idea. We should have
Yeah.
done that.
Yeah, we should have done that.
Yeah.
Although we tried, but he couldn't hang around long enough to have a fight.
Those damn mushrooms.
God damn.
yeah,
Feed the ego, don't
Yeah.
destroy
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Not yet.
brain
Keep it going.
altering substances. Anyway,
Oh man. But yeah, that's exciting. That pumped me up for it.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
the
really
start
good.
though, like Floyd Mayweather kind of thing.
He's
just
oh.
saying, yeah, he is. But you
And
can
it
see
does
he's
get
just
you.
a money guy. Like
Oh, he's
he's
so ego driven. He's cheap, but he has nothing else. Like literally, most other people, they have another side to him. He doesn't have another side
Yeah.
to him. There's nothing that he's gotten worse because he doesn't have the limelight from achieving in sport anymore.
Yeah.
It's like he's just hanging on, and now he's just a money guy. But he sucks. I'm like, do you have anyone that actually just loves you?
no,
Like
he
for who
wouldn't.
you are? That sounds a bit bloody prissy, but he just all he cares about is the
Cash.
dollars. That's
Yeah.
all he can talk about because he has
Is it
nothing
really?
else. No
Yeah,
other
yeah.
substance to him. It's
What's
sad.
he do
It's
with these
almost
dollars?
sad.
Well,
Just flaunt them.
we all die cold and alone.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much
Yeah.
is in the bank.
Yeah, it's just.
But the thing is, with great power comes great responsibility. And I just, if you've got a few 100 million lying around and there's people homeless in your little
right,
town,
sort
you
of,
have
yeah.
kind of have a responsibility
He
to do
needs
something.
35
man.
watches.
You need,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
yeah,
does.
yeah.
So
And like 6 Ferraris,
Yeah.
and 12 Bentleys.
Yeah,
and-
so he's kind of lost, eh?
yeah.
Yeah.
But then the problem is, everyone that looks up to him thinks that that's how you are, how you should be when you're successful, and it's like
it's not.
well, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. Like, who cares? Once you're at that level of wealth, how could you possibly care like that there's another car? Or it'd be like, I don't know.
But it's
Going out and buying a new shirt, like you might think, oh, that looks good for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And you're pretty over
It feels
pretty
nice,
quickly.
and that's about it.
Like
Yeah,
who
yeah.
cares?
Move on.
It's just stuff.
Yeah.
I think
it
it
is.
comes
literally.
up, but your
Bullshit.
neighbour, he got more money. Like it's still
Yeah.
the competition thing, eh? It's
Yeah,
not
it is.
about.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do. No one. You have $100 million. You never need to work again, and neither does your family. Probably for generations,
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
So. It's
They
not
are-
that. You can
Yeah.
only eat so much shit. And you can't even eat that
Exactly.
much shit because you get fat and you die.
Yeah.
So, like,
And like,
But
once
we
you've
have such-
travelled everywhere,
yeah.
you know, that's
Yeah.
endless dollars, really. Like, you have to be dumb. You
But
have to be, like,
especially now where you can't travel
Yeah.
and just sitting there with all this money.
sitting on it.
Yeah.
What are you
So,
gonna do?
well, there's heaps to do, but most of them have no imagination,
Yeah.
That's why, everyone, I used to really like Musk, and everyone, people into Musk really like him and that because he's doing something with his billions. But then I was just thinking, he's just doing what I would have done if I had billions of dollars.
Yeah.
I would have built a spaceship.
Yeah.
I'd
Stupid
build,
shit.
I'd build geodesic domes and I'd have my own communities. I'd have
Yeah.
fucking heaps more things than he would.
Yeah.
So he's just doing what everyone else would have done
Yeah.
anyway. And just shows the people that get that type of money. It's a systemic thing. It's not as
Yeah.
if they worked,
Yeah.
painting houses to get
No.
billions. It
doesn't work
that
It doesn't
way.
work that
No,
way.
no.
They were lucky enough to be able to
Yeah,
work
who
the
puts
system.
a fucking car in space?
Yeah,
Like, that's something a kid would want
quite
to do.
funny though. Like
Yeah, it is.
I thought it was kind of funny, and then I think he's a dick.
I didn't
I think
like
he's an egoic monster.
Well, what he
but
did in
is,
Bolivia,
like-
did you see that thing? He was
Nah,
behind the
I
coup
didn't.
in Bolivia. Hundreds of people got murdered and
What?
stuff last year. Yeah,
No.
and then he put a tweet because they got the world's lithium reserves in Bolivia, and they've had this kind of socialist guy Evo Morales for the last 10 years, democratically elected every year by 60%. They love him because poverty rate's gone from 60% to I think 13%. And illiteracy's gone from 50% to 3%. So he's actually spending the lithium
Yeah.
money on the people. He's
Yeah.
doing his job. And Muskie wanted cheaper lithium. So the Yanks went in there and did a coup last year and killed all these people. Muskie put up a tweet and it said, we'll coup who we want. Get over it. That's no
just a
shit. That was
dick
a
move,
dick
yeah.
move. And I always thought I thought he was okay up there. I'm like,
Didn't he call
he's a dick.
someone a rapist or
Oh,
because
yeah.
they didn't like his submarine idea?
The submarine
rest-
wouldn't have gone in those caves anyway. There was a gap that fucking
Yeah.
wide. You get your little submarine in
Yeah.
there. So he started
so he
acting
called
like
him
a
a
dick.
fucking
Yeah, he
rapist,
said he's a
homosexual or
pedophile and
something.
all this.
Yeah, pedophile,
He's in
yeah.
Thailand fucking his kids.
Yeah.
Oh, it was all bullshit. He wasn't.
No, he just snapped.
Just
kind of
gets
thing.
angry, yeah, and that shows like how good a character are you really if you're doing that stuff. If people are too revered, man.
They are way too
Way
revered,
too revered,
man.
and it's all
Yeah.
because our idea of success is all skewed.
It is, yeah.
Like one element of life, success doesn't make you like you're not a god.
No.
You're not the standard then. Just because you're good at you might be a great athlete, but shit in every other area of
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Then are you really that successful?
No.
I don't know.
That's right,
Are you
yeah.
great at business, but your wife hates you and your kids hate you? And they don't know you?
Heaps of those
Then,
guys out there.
yeah,
exactly. There's gotta be a different. People gotta set their measure of success differently.
You don't really know the measure until you die, and everyone
No.
says, "Man, he was a good guy."
Yeah.
That's it, eh?
Yeah.
You want to
That's
see
what
your
you wanna
funeral
be,
before you die.
Yeah.
you know?
What do you want to be? Ultimately, that's probably it.
It all comes down to helping
Just a
people,
good
I think.
person, treating other people good, helping them to
Yeah, yeah.
elevate.
Well,
Yeah.
and it's not, and kind of like with you training people up, it gives you a buzz.
Yeah.
So you follow
when they
your
do
buzz,
well,
but know when
yeah.
it's a positive buzz rather
Yeah.
than a negative buzz, and
Yeah.
like helping people out. It's great.
Yeah, much better.
Anyway, the Bolivian state has texted because they managed to, after I think it was a couple of years or something, to have elections again, and the same party won. So one of the Bolivians tweeted, Elon will elect who we want to. Get over it. So
good on you.
So now we got democracy back. You know. So interesting things are afoot. The old Elon, because he put 13,000 of these satellites up, man. And he's got this worldwide net. And I made mine huge just right into it, you know. But I'm like, dude, he didn't ask anyone. Like, that means whenever you look at the night sky now, there's always going to be a Musk satellite. Like, that's the end of a natural sky. I know there's always satellites up there, but now there's 13,000.
That's a lot.
It's a fucking lot, man. It's covered
Not
everywhere.
the hole in the ground that he just, like, he didn't ask to do it or anything. He's just like, well, you don't need a permit to do a pit.
Yeah,
and
what
it's turning into this tunnel system for LA.
And under LA, yeah.
That was, I did hear something on that. I must have
he's just
been
like, so I just decided to build a pit. And he's just like, but why? Like, where do you come up with shit like that?
Yeah, he was like
a permit for that.
A tube thing. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. He's such a dick. Because I thought he was right, but I think maybe he's turning into a right dick.
I didn't like when he went on about becoming a minimalist. So he's saying that he's becoming you can't be a minimalist if you've got $1 gazillion in the bank.
You've got to give that shit away.
Yeah.
And then be a minimalist.
You want to be a minimalist, you've got to fucking have nothing.
Yeah.
Basically.
There's a guy there's a kind of a self-help guru going around shit.
Yeah, the monk. He gave away his millions?
No, well, he's
He wrote a book?
he's kind of an English academic cat, kind of balding. He was just over here and he goes on about what it means to be happiness and all this type of thing. But I'll remember his name. It's got a French name. His dad was the head of Rothschild Bank or something like that. Like he was born with $1 billion. He's never worked a day in his life, and yet he's telling the average person how to be happy. And some of his stuff makes sense in that, but I've just got to.
It's too easy for.
It's too easy for it, man. You need to give all that shit away and be like a solo mum where you can't even afford a washing machine and shit like that. Then go tell us how to be fucking happy, man. You know.
Well, I would like to see how far you'd get. Like
how far would you get without your connections and everything?
Yeah, because your state is determined by how you've been.
Yeah, it's your environment, man.
Yeah, you've been brought up in, so to tell us, that's why that self-help shit. Like, it's okay, it's positive, I guess, but there's all these scumbags trying to make so much money off it.
It's everywhere,
bullshit,
man.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's like. You can't be in those situations for years and years and years on end and just be like, oh, I'm going to think this way and be disciplined and that's how you get out.
Yeah.
Dream it.
Like, dream it, believe it, achieve it or something. Like, man, there's more to it than
more to it than
you
that.
You have to surround yourself you have to put yourself in a new space. Your environment has to change.
And how do you get that when you're behind in the ring?
Exactly.
And
the only people you know are surrounded in that bullshit. Like, it takes like someone to come in and intervene. Like
the laws of attraction. Do you ever watch that?
Yeah. There's some I don't believe in just sitting here and we could manifest shit like without doing anything.
No.
What I believe in is the process of getting after it.
Yeah, of course.
And then everything starts to align.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that just takes the work.
Yeah.
You gotta align your life to whatever you're trying to achieve. If you do that, then yes, success will more than likely come if you're good enough at it, and if you do it with enough
luck,
discipline, and you get that little strike of luck.
Yeah.
But to sit here and think something into existence, it's not gonna happen.
You sit on your ass and do nothing.
You work
it's just
for
not
it.
happen.
You think about it. You bring it to you because you surround yourself with that type of group of people, and you go out and meet people in the industry that you want to work, like whatever you're trying to do.
That's
it all aligns. That's why it works.
6 million times.
Yeah, you fail more than you succeed, and then usually it comes. Like, it's just horseshit.
Well, I suppose the main thing is just do something. It's like, I suppose you reach a stage in life and you realise that the first half of your life's over. And what do you want to do with the second half of your life?
Yeah.
Like, no one ever really teaches you that, eh? No. What did you want to do when what is it you want to do? And you can sit on that question for fucking years, man. And so you got to not do that. You just got to do something.
Yeah.
And even if it's not the thing you want to do that.
That's
if you're being positive, whatever you're doing, it's going to lead off somewhere, man.
You'll find out what you want to do.
The worst thing you can do is sit on your ass and complain about, what am I going to do?
Which is why it's good to do something like this.
Yeah.
Because it's like getting together. We're just chatting, but then we just turn it into something.
Yeah.
And then who knows where it goes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, otherwise you just sit at home.
What we do?
Sitting
at home on a Wednesday night doing fuck all.
So,
Need more of these,
Where's
more of
my
these type
life going?
of things. Yeah.
Love family and all that, and then like, but what
Because
about
I got mates
me?
like that,
Yeah.
and they're great, man. But they've been in a rut for the last 6 years. They hate their job, but they got the mortgage. They
do
literally
nothing about
can't.
it.
They're in a pretty tough position,
Yeah.
actually. You know.
Yeah, well,
You
that's
know,
how.
'cause what are you going to
society
do when you got
wants
the fucking
it's
mortgage?
geared.
You know, you're
Yeah,
fucked.
they want
Yeah.
you striving for that.
Yeah. Working to your they're doing, is it 50-year mortgages now for kids?
You're joking.
Yeah, 50-year mortgages, mate. They're going to keep
50
these people enslaved for a room over their head.
Yeah, no fruit, and it stifles creativity and stuff because you don't have the
Yeah,
space.
of course it does.
You're under so
Yeah.
much stress and pressure.
Yeah.
We don't have enough space to think.
Yeah,
No, right.
like you look at the Beatles, all those guys, they were all on the dole. You
Yeah.
know, like those trillions-dollar businesses, they're for kids that had time on their hands to think. And some of the kids just fucked around. Well, the acid came later. But generally, all artistic stuff needs time.
It does.
You got to have time to sit there and be bored and think of shit, man.
Well,
I mean-
think about when you write a riff.
Yeah.
You write the basics and then you belt that into something decent.
Yeah, and it
over
takes
time.
fucking ages,
But that-
generally. Yeah, and it's hard to do, you know, at night time after you put the kids to bed
That's
and all
right.
that shit.
And
you
you're
know.
tired.
You're tired.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, artistic things don't really work like that for me anyway. But
It just feels like it comes to you.
Yeah.
And when you get that
You put the
vibe,
antenna
you
up
hope that you got the time to go
to put
nut
it
it
down.
down.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Most of the time it comes to me, like, especially when I was writing heaps of music, like I'd be fucking somewhere where I had no access to record it or get it out.
Yeah.
And then I'd
you
come
gotta hum it
outside.
or something.
And I'm like, that tune that I started with is now fucking What's in Matilda.
Yeah,
Or, you know, like it's turned
It's
into
gone.
something
Lost
that's,
it,
yeah, and it's just gone.
Well, that's the beauty of phones now, though.
Yeah,
You
except
just
for
pick it up
working
and
underground,
record
you
it.
can't,
Yeah,
but
you can't do anything
Yeah.
over there. But
yeah, it is though.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, that's right. It's something we said, just having time, you know? And
Yeah.
everyone's
That's how I
running
come
so
up with that.
close to the wind.
The shot of the blood fucking thing in the video. I was driving to the gym, and it just come into my head, so I like grabbed my phone and hit record.
yeah.
Just tried to note it out.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
Rocky talks about that all the time. He's like,
The blood.
yeah, Mark and the blood on his face.
Yeah.
and-
I watch it.
Yeah.
That's like going back to combat again, something different. But that's like Conor McGregor. Like you watch that doco on him. Like he was on the dole. He went to work for probably
Yeah.
a week or something.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like you're trying to make out like it's
He's a
longer.
plumber or something.
But it's
wasn't
like you can't. Yeah, but he wasn't even. He was just labouring. I think. He
Yeah.
just got over it. And like
It's
all the
shit.
accounts of Kavanagh's, John Kavanagh, his coach, his book is like, yeah, he was just like he was a bit of an in and out kid, but he had time on his hands. He was on
Yeah.
the dollars doing nothing else, and then when he decided to make the commitment. Like you got the space and time to develop.
Yeah,
You got the space to think about what you can do.
Yeah.
And then work towards it.
Yeah.
It's like that's how I, like as an amateur. That's how I had it too. I didn't have responsibility.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
that's the
Emma
time,
gave me
mate,
the space to do it. Like she went and worked and paid the bills, and I just got to train 3 times a day and think about and just live for what I was trying to attain.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
was the Olympics and the Commonwealth Games. And because of that, like I did have my chance and my time in the sun and my opportunity to go and do that stuff and achieve it. And then like other stuff you let other stuff get in the way. More responsibilities come and you don't have
that's right.
that-
You don't have that time now.
Yeah.
Like, so it does change it.
Yeah.
If you are chasing something, you keep yourself in a position that you do have time and
That's
freedom
right.
and space. And if you want to chase something,
Time
then
always
you got to
wins.
find the time. You
Yeah.
got to make.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got that
Yeah, you do,
opportunity
eh?
to have the space. Whether you look at it like, all right,
Not
between
sleeping.
this time and this time, you know what? I cannot ever do anything socially, or you got to block areas out.
Yeah.
I'm not working this time because I want this time just to be.
I think
Yeah.
So you
this
can
time in
create.
your life, though, you don't want to be going, like, for me, I don't want to go, like, for years I don't want to go out. So this
Well,
is
going out's
perfect.
fucking boring. Like,
Yes, yeah.
unless it's a show. I'd like to go to something like
Music.
this, where, like a dialogue type thing, meeting interesting people. You
Yeah.
know, like maybe over at the uni they were doing at the pub they were doing physics, and they were having like scientists out there just with a
At the pub?
microphone at the pub, have a few beers and ask
Shit.
these cats about some crazy shit they come up with in the
Are you
physics
going to go
department.
study? You're talking about
Yeah, I
study?
think I might go next year.
What are you going to study?
Well, I haven't decided yet, man.
Do film or something?
Yeah, I don't know if I need to though. Like you're the film guy, like
Yeah,
so,
I know, but
I've got
for
the
what
camera.
I want
but-
to do, I don't think I need to.
Yeah, but you're going to meet heaps of people in that. And the
Yeah.
studio they got over there is awesome. I'm thinking I don't know. I've got a friend that's a psychologist and she reckons I'll be good at that. And it would be
That's
interesting.
study with me.
Oh, you do psychology, aren't you? Yeah, that's a
Psychology,
sports
brother,
psychology.
is-
Yeah.
but it's the same. It's just a psychology degree until you finish it, and then you got to go off and major in it, I guess.
I suppose the sports psychology, at least, I think you got better. You know, if you take someone and you work with them in their sports, you can see the progress.
Yeah.
Because their times
Get
went
the
down.
results,
You get the
yeah.
results.
Yeah.
Whereas in normal life, like my friend Cara, she's just holding everyone from killing themselves, really, you know.
Oh,
and she doesn't, you know, they're on drugs and that anyway. And so it's a loose thing,
Yeah, it is.
psychology,
Yeah,
you know.
sad.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
it's
not
really
like
hard.
ever directly telling anyone what to do. It's just based on conversation.
You're listening
and
to them. Hey, you're like a
suggestion.
friend.
yeah.
and
Yeah,
and
it's
there's-
trying to guide the conversation in a way that helps them. Come
seems
to
like a very,
realisation.
very subjective
Yeah, it is.
field,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And who's to say that it's not just that you are a really good talker and you're really good at listening that helps the person out. Maybe they just needed someone to fucking listen to them.
Yeah, well, my like I call it my sister, but I just thought it just she's studying and she's almost finished, but we have conversations. Like I go to her to talk because of the way she does.
Yeah,
She does listen so well, and she does guide a conversation. And she doesn't. She comes back with the right stuff that gets me thinking, or
Yeah,
you know,
that's
sometimes
great.
she's just there to listen and processes it well, and she doesn't have those reactive
Yeah.
things. She doesn't take it. Like she knows how to take things without connecting too much emotion to them.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's even harder with me because we're so close.
Yeah.
But
No, but that's right. I remember when I was younger and I realised that I couldn't tell my mum everything
Yeah.
because she was always on my side.
Yeah.
And sometimes
That's
I knew
right.
I was in the wrong.
Yeah,
but
you need to slap in the...
You need to slap.
What are you doing, dickhead?
Like my mum's never going to do that to you. Well,
Yeah.
my mum wouldn't anyway.
Most
you know.
mums wouldn't.
Most mums wouldn't, and so that's not the person to talk to. You know, and that's where a male role model might
Yeah.
have been a bit better. You know.
Yeah. There's times
Snap
you
out
need
of
to
it, yeah.
slap
to
in
get-
the face.
there are
What are
times.
you doing,
fucking
you
hell.
fucking idiot?
And there's sometimes when I've
Same
lost.
with mates. Like,
Yeah. Oh, of course there are. Yeah, I've been slapped a few times. I'm glad of it. And there's a couple of times I've lost it with the kids, and I thought, shit, I shouldn't have lost it in that. But then seeing the results weeks and weeks later, I thought, nah, maybe I was right
It's
to have
better than
lost
you.
it.
They need
Yeah.
discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just put a boundary up, and then,
consistent
especially when they turn
yeah.
into teenagers, you got to let them, give them the rope. Let them.
Let them know where the wall is.
Yeah, and
like.
there's a wall. Yeah, that's right. You know? And it's not.
They love bouncing off that wall, mate.
Oh, man.
Like, oh, see if I can get
Layla-
one more step
Yeah, that's
over.
Yeah, she's going to try and run through it.
Yeah. It's a good photo, Em. I think Em put it up.
Yeah.
Layla sitting on the lounge. Sunny's on or something.
Oh, yeah.
Just looking at
she's
chilled.
cool. That's what she does. It represents her. She's
Yeah.
just-
Character.
She's not. She's just. I don't know. She's gonna be chaos. Beautiful chaos. Like she's smart and chaotic. So just like it's the worst mix. She knows how to wind you
Yeah.
up and already.
Oh yeah. How old is she? She's 5.
Oh no, that's Evie.
Oh
So
yeah.
Evie's an angel, like 99% of the time.
Yeah.
And her sister's a freaking nut. She's like,
You can't have two, but
17, maybe 17
Oh,
or 18 months. She's
no,
only
yeah,
little,
yeah,
but,
she's only little.
but she's
Yeah.
cool. Like the differences in personality.
you can't have two kids the same, but it's good.
Nah, I don't think most people say the second child's like that, but I
Yeah.
think she's just going to carry it through. Like,
Or, I think Moe's kids was like that. The second one was.
Yeah, second
A
one's
bit more-
normally more hardcore.
Yeah. 'Cause I think he said, though, the first one they were real, like, oh my God, like, fuck.
second
You know,
one,
like,
Yeah, the
Watch the
parents
dummy,
smell
watch
about
the
that.
dummy.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
his feel. The second one, he's just like, dust some poo off it. He,
Yeah.
That's right.
She
Just
falls
lick it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
concussion type head injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's alright.
Imagine when you get to the fourth one, then.
Oh,
then
yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah.
just feel like the kids would be raising them.
How did Hayley turn out like she is then?
Yeah.
She's the fourth.
She's the 4th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
baby. She might have got the attention.
yeah. Fought for
She
it.
did. Oh, she
She's the
was.
fourth. You got
Yeah. Three
Right.
sisters.
3 sisters.
Yeah.
God,
Yes.
you should be the prodigal son.
Yeah.
I am.
What are you doing with your life?
He's still there.
I am. I'm still living. Everyone, well, the sisters will say I was the favourite, but
Well, you didn't wash any dishes, evidently, I hear.
Oh,
Nah, she's still going with it.
hold on to that, of all things.
Yeah.
So Matt's a dishwasher full time now.
Yeah.
Fucking
It's a
shit.
lot.
Yeah, you're getting whipped for all
The
of
thing
it.
that fucks me off about washing dishes in a house, anyone's house, well now with dishwashers, is their dishwashers are so shit.
They are
like
shit.
because I'm a chef,
Yeah.
that's my job, and I'm used to a commercial dishwasher where you've got to put the shit in the tray,
lock
you
up.
spray it, fucking goes, it's on the bench, close it, 30 seconds later it's up, it's fucking dry. And now, like, when you got kids, we're using that dishwasher like 3 times a fucking day, and I've got to get down on the ground on my haunches and try and fit shit in there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and
it's
they
a-
Never
lock up.
wash them.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
I don't have a
sometimes it's
dishwasher.
quicker to
I
wash
was
them.
old. Well,
Yeah.
I was old school, but
I think well, you didn't wash them anyway, so that was all right. But no, well, I suppose what I'm getting
Okay,
to
so-
is that having not the houses are set up to look pretty,
Yeah.
but they're not set up to be
Functional.
practical, functional.
no.
They need to be fucking functional, and
Yeah.
that will give everyone more time and less
you can't have a
stress.
jet
Yeah.
nozzle in a house. It's going to go everywhere.
Oh, just a big spray. Well,
Yeah.
no, it just depends how you design your kitchen.
Get a deeper sink.
Just get a deeper, like, just have a fucking commercial kitchen.
fine.
If it looks ugly, just have it as a butler's pantry or something. Like, and it was like, what would take, you know, me and the kids like an hour to do would take seriously 5 minutes. And
Yeah.
bathrooms, why didn't all bathrooms have fucking, all the tiles lead to a central hole,
Yeah,
and then you have a
yeah.
big fucking hot hose and you spray everything down. Or it can be a high pressure hose so
Yeah.
you don't use that much water, you know, like a steam hose and all that. And just, and, you know, because being at home as a home daddy
I
daycare,
was
I just
about
see
to say,
shit
this is the
everywhere.
words
Like
of a
it-
stay-at-home dad. He's frustrated.
Yeah.
He's venting to
Yeah.
us.
Why
Where's
does-
the fucking gurney? I'm cleaning the floors.
It just seems it's obvious, and then it would give everyone more time. Like houses are pretty things; they turn from I don't know roof over your head to now a status symbol. Look at my pretty
Yeah,
kitchen, and pretty kitchen it takes you 2 hours to fucking clean.
Yeah, do you cook in it, bitch? Like,
Yeah, that's
you know.
fucking right. You know, you get takeaway anyway, you fucker. So it's that's it. It fucks me
now
off a
we
bit.
put
about-
everything in the thermo now.
Oh yeah, the
got a
thermo.
thermo.
Well, at least you use
No,
it.
I've got a bloody
I
old
haven't
girl.
got one.
I got my mum. I keep telling her
mum's
about like over in the
She wouldn't
thermo,
need it.
and she's just like,
Old school.
yeah, it's
Maybe I'll
better
get
if
one.
you cook it yourself.
So what can you can't cook a roast or anything in it, like
No, so I got sold that you could do everything in there, but
yeah.
you still have to use the oven.
Yeah, yeah. So it's good for
I mean, they are good.
basically
If you,
mixes.
Yeah, you
and-
can make heaps of shit from
It's
scratch.
good for no dishes. But
Yeah, like
well,
yeah,
there is a
you
little,
can do
but-
everything in the same thing.
Yeah.
That does make some really good meals. It can like put like steam and poached chicken and stuff like
Oh, yeah,
super
yeah.
moist, like and dumplings and different soups and
Yeah.
desserts and but the cool thing is like you can whip peanut butter up in like
Yeah.
a minute. Like you make everything from scratch. So if you wanted to eat properly without all
Oh,
the
yeah,
preservatives and
makes
shit,
it
it's
easier.
really good for
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Like we're not trying to sell fucking thermos on this.
Yeah.
this podcast.
I was all against it, but then like I saw it is. I mean, it's good.
And can you make
Chefs use them, like,
ice
these
cream
days.
in them?
Yeah.
They
Anything,
freeze as well.
yeah.
They're expensive.
Well, they
but,
don't
like,
freeze, but you just chuck frozen shit in there.
Oh yeah.
Whip it
So
up.
it's a blender with it's like a crock pot with a blender attachment.
Doing pretty well.
Yeah.
All in the one unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thermo spiel.
There we go. Yeah, we're doing our kitchen appliances.
Well, not sponsored.
Not yet, unless you want to sponsor
But
us.
if Burley Big Head want to come on board,
Yeah, Burley
with
Big
the
Head, we've
no
got
carb
some-
lager.
Do we want
No
these though?
worries. No,
If we're gonna,
I don't know. They're not
We're gonna get
bad,
a
but they're not
sponsor.
really.
Burley
gonna taste
Heads, man. It's probably from Burley
It's
Heads.
local.
That's
We
up
can't talk.
Gold
Now they're
Coast.
definitely not going to. We just talk shit about them.
Yeah. Well,
I don't mind them.
nah, they're alright.
Just a little weak for my taste.
yeah, they're a bit weak, but you know they're good for the gut.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
not-
they are like over 30 fat deposits. in your
Yeah,
steak
yeah,
and,
that's
like, your
right.
Kidneys and shit. It's not
Easy.
cool. It's not cool. I need a
No.
piss.
Right, yeah.
Piss break.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
We'll just cut that.
Yeah. Well,
We'll just cut it.
yeah, cut it there. Right.
Is this on?
Welcome back to Smack
Welcome
Panda.
back. Get the phone off the tape.
It's all right. Right. Well, you were just hold on. You guys were just talking about Eckhart Tolle. Who's
Yeah.
Eckhart Tolle? I know the name.
Well, don't quiz me on it. He's an author. And
He's been around since the 70s or something, I
for a
think.
while, yeah. But he's just written like a couple books on.
Self-help
Well,
stuff.
it's like self-help, yeah. But it's just I don't know. What is it? How would you explain it? Like finding your
He
I think
It's
he
like-
used to hang out with Buckminster Fuller. I'm not sure. I know the name from somewhere. Yeah.
It's just like finding happiness, really, but it's in presence, it's eternal presence, almost. Not wandering.
Being in the moment.
The being.
Yeah, in the moment.
They
Yeah.
ever search for just in the moment.
Yeah.
Not whistling while you're pissing.
Yeah.
You know?
Just enjoying the
piss.
piss.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
listen to it. yeah.
Well, I suppose it's the thing with everyone's. You can't do anything without headphones on.
Or like
you
you
know,
can't.
there's gotta be something
You can't
else
hang a
going on.
shit without being on your phone.
Yeah,
anymore.
man, I'm getting.
I
really
mean,
bad
I did
at
used
that.
to enjoy the days where you actually just picked the paper up and read it. To be honest,
I bought a paper.
But that's the
other day.
same,
It's
isn't
alright.
it?
Well, it is. It's information bullshit. Yeah, but at least you're reading.
Yeah, it's kind of like though when
Yeah, it's a different.
when you take your
muscle.
shit and you have a look on your phone or whatever, it's kind of like you're doing something at the same like my
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
trying to stay productive. It's
Yeah.
an addiction to just
really yeah
stay productive.
Yeah.
Like it's bullshit. You're
Yeah,
pretending to do something.
Yeah.
You make you feel like gratified and that you're sitting down. Like it's okay to sit and hang your shit and do nothing.
yeah
Well, yeah,
the
that's
toilets
right. You
they're
might
bringing
come
in-
up with a new riff.
they're bringing these toilets out for tradies so they're not like fucking around on the toilet.
Oh
And
yeah.
the toilet's on a slant, so you got to use your leg muscles.
Oh,
And they reckon
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't last more than 2 minutes on this fucking dunny.
Because you burn out.
Yeah.
Like a wall sit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, like
How bad is that?
that's-
Like, just let them
Just-
fucking
I
sit
know,
on the
man.
throne. Like,
on.
Jesus
Jesus
Christ.
Christ. Yeah, well, otherwise they'll just get really strong leg muscles.
Yeah.
They probably will. They'll say, fuck this. I'm going to stay in here longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to be my workout.
That's
the toilet.
I heard something years ago, and I thought it might be wrong, but this is a long time ago, talking about the lack of bowel cancer in Asian countries. And the gentleman on the talkback radio was saying
The way they sit.
the way they take a shit.
But they squat
Like-
all the time. Like, when they sit, they squat.
Yeah,
that's
so
our,
they're used
that's
to
our
it.
natural resting position.
Yeah.
It's just that we've gotten used to doing this. Our
Yeah.
bodies can't, like, they can't get in
So
that
you think if
position
our
comfortably.
kids didn't go to school and sit so badly, they'd be able to squat like that
all the time.
Yeah.
Well, look at babies.
I can get in that
Yeah,
position.
yeah.
Babies
but-
squat perfectly when they're...
The
Yeah.
baby's got perfect posture.
Yeah.
Yeah. They,
Yeah, most of the time they're like doing the I'll get out of the camera shot button. This is how they this.
Yeah.
Can sit like that.
Yeah.
Reasonably comfortably, but I reckon after about 10 seconds my knee starts jarring.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
And your hips get tight and stuff. But
Mm.
like this is so good for you. Like it feels like it opens your back up so well.
Yeah.
And it's
I'd
a
like
good
to try
squatting
the-
position to empty your bowel.
I'd like to try the
Yeah.
reverse, like the reverse hyper that they all talk about for your back.
Oh yeah.
To open your back up.
Yeah.
I reckon that would feel amazing.
Actually, I got online and had a look. And they,
What is
yeah,
the
they
reverse
still didn't have-
hyper?
It's like a hang. It's like a
hanging from
thing.
something, or
I think it's like from your
You're
laying down,
Yeah.
but slightly decline.
Yeah, and it just opens up. From what my shitty
Yeah.
explanation, yeah, it's sort of reverse grinding your back.
okay, yeah. So
know, it's
it's
kind
just
of
tension on your back.
decompressing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
decompressing is
yeah.
the word.
Yeah, because
That's why I said shitty explanation.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the words. My brain just going. "Brrrr."
you've had 12 of those beers, mate, so it's probably not helping.
The burly big head beers, that is.
Fairly big head.
Yes. Sugar-free, carb-free. Doesn't
Yeah.
taste like complete shit. Which is
That is true. Yeah.
that should be the advert actually. Yeah.
Not
That's it. It's not completely shit. It's not quite water.
That's right.
Barely big heads.
It's
Not
better.
quite
It's
water.
better than the Northerns though. They are
Better
water.
than anything in a
tastes like
clear
shit.
They're like a
bottle, man.
yellow
Yeah.
water.
Yeah, it tastes like shit.
Yeah, that corn syrup shit they put in there. Yeah,
Yeah,
Eckhart
that's-
Tolle. So about yeah, but the happiness.
What is
Is,
consciousness?
yeah,
Like,
happiness is in a state of like.
Happiness is
Happiness is-
just like you can't attain happiness all the time. You're not
No,
supposed
you
to be
can't.
happy all the time.
You need
It's
highs.
okay
and
not
lows.
to be
And you
fucking
can't
happy
even
all
if
the
things are
time.
going wonderfully, it doesn't mean
Yeah.
you're going to be happy. Happiness just kind of comes across over you sometimes,
Yeah.
randomly.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, you know, it's like, oh fuck, I'm happy.
Yeah.
What happened
just-
there?
Yeah.
I think you're just like meh.
Yeah,
Like-
that's
Yeah,
right.
that's
and
okay.
then you go like, woo!
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but how can
Yeah,
you
then you're
maintain?
mad again.
You can't maintain that.
You'd be
No.
insane if you're
There's
up
no
there
balance
all the
there.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like those bubbly people. I fucking hate them.
Yeah. I find them
They're over the
I
top.
find them
It's
really
false.
sorry. It's false.
It is fake.
Underneath it is
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's something quite sad. Same as
Yeah.
most people that are racist or anything like that. I kind of feel sorry for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did that?
There's something.
Well,
else
Well, especially
going on.
Racist people, like, because they're so racist. You know, I've known a few of them, and it becomes such a big thing in their life.
Yeah.
You know, like this
Well, it's
thing
just like
is,
gives them
you
a
know,
purpose, right?
Yeah,
it's like
it's such a
anything. They're
negative
just
purpose in
focusing
their
on-
life.
Yeah, and that imagine the emotions that fuels.
Yeah.
So they become addictive within.
They become
like,
tired.
to those stress hormones, and then they're just.
Well, I had this interesting conversation with a guy at work.
Oh yeah.
And you know how open-minded coal miners would be. Like,
Yeah.
So we're talking about, I can't remember how we got onto it, but anyway, we're talking about gay marriage.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck that, like, fucking, I voted no, and then I'm like, how does this affect you? Like,
Yeah.
what?
But
What is it?
has a mission against it.
Yeah, like, he
Yeah.
was just, so, and he couldn't give me an answer.
Yeah, right.
He's just like, yeah, but
At
they
least-
just shouldn't.
Get like
Dude.
at least have an educated opinion about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Have
like-
something to back your
Give me
argument
something,
up
and he's
with.
just
Yeah.
like, nah, it's just wrong.
Yeah,
And that's
right.
how it kind of ended. And I'm
Yeah.
just not sorry for him. Like,
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
most
it's like,
most
oh.
people like that. Like that's the
Yeah.
extent of their argument.
I'm like, but they're
Just
not
because,
hurting you.
Yeah.
If anything, they're not gonna fuck you because they got a
They got a
husband.
partner, so it'd be less.
Yeah.
You think there'd be less promiscuous sex and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So you
know?
don't have to worry about
Yeah.
getting raped by him.
Yeah, yeah. They-
Well, I had,
not that you would anyway, because they're
No,
probably
I'm
not better
talking
taste.
to this guy at work, you know,
Automatically rapist.
but to this
Just-
guy,
yeah.
I had to
That's
like.
his viewpoint.
No, no.
Was he
This,
really
this
old
is
guy?
how I was like.
That's how you get it across. to
yeah,
him, like,
I was just kind of teasing him a little bit with it.
But
Because
it
I
might
was
get
just
him
going,
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I
You gotta
did.
do little-
in the end, I
little
think I
digs.
did
Yeah.
change his mind a little bit.
You at least make them think about it.
Yeah.
Most people don't think about what their beliefs are. That's a fucking problem.
Well,
Yeah,
they
I'm
get
like,
handed
where did
down
that
from
even
their
come
parents
from?
or something,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Where
like
did that even come from, though? Like,
hating gay people. You know, gay
It's
people.
different.
for this guy, like, he
Anything
knows
different.
no. He knows no.
The
Just
dad
be
would have been
passed
like
down,
that,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And you just don't
Their
even
parents
think
and
or
shit.
question as to why.
Yeah.
Why do I believe
They
that?
become
Why do
your
I believe-
belief when you're a
Yeah.
kid, and then so I saw a thing
Systemic.
on I was doing a lot of research. I was on the toilet fucking watching Facebook or something. I hate Facebook. But I was on it, and the amount of times I've deleted that fucking app, and then I want to
Get it
see it
back.
banned or some shit, so I
It's
get
the
it
same
back.
shit, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I try and delete it again. Anyway, it was some kid, and it could have been any religion, so it's not an issue. But it was Islam, and there was like a 3-year-old, and he was, praying to Mecca and all that, and everyone was really kind of loving it. Good on this kid, and regardless of Islam or Christianity or anything, I think it's brainwashing.
It is. It's too
Let the
early.
kid be fucking 18 and make their own mind
That's
up on
right.
that, and then if
Yeah.
they can make their own mind, and good
like
on
church
them.
at schools.
Yeah, like
It
church at
should
schools,
be
man.
banned.
Yeah, it should.
Because
We're a secular
you're
nation.
too young and gullible as it is.
Yeah,
Talking about fucking
talking about stuff.
resurrecting on
Yeah,
the
that's
cross and
right,
shit.
and it stops a.
Half
It
the
stops
bloody
a decent
religions-
conversation about life
Well, I
and
think
death.
it's
And
like
Half of
the
it's from paganism
ideology.
anyway.
Yeah.
They teach some of the the ideology. I think that's the right term. Behind most religions is like similar. It's like
They're
do
all
good
s-
to
they're
do
all
good to
similar,
each
yeah.
other. Teach the principles of it, but you don't have to push any one particular type on anyone.
They're like vegans.
And when
Yeah.
they are, yeah, just like all
Well,
right,
just let
good
them
on
make
you.
up their
And
own mind when
Exactly.
when they're of
Give
a
the
mature enough
information there.
age.
Don't pump it into your belief system when you're
Yeah.
so young and like.
Especially with
just let you
rituals, eh?
develop.
Like
Yeah.
and Jewish guys do.
Yeah, same
well, people
thing.
have that. It's the same thing. It's a classic religious thing.
Yeah.
Get them while they're young and keep
Yeah.
them.
Because then if they do decide something different, then they're ostracized from all the people that they've grown up with, their family.
Yeah.
Especially in the Jewish community when you watch that, like, or the Hasidic, is it the
Oh, the
Hasidic
hardcore nutcase
yeah,
ones.
like
Oh
that's,
my
imagine
god.
being, that's terrible. They can't even, like, they try and leave and everything's
They're like
just,
Scientologists or something.
Oh,
Probably
man.
worse.
Yeah.
Hardcore nutcases in all religion, isn't there?
Yeah,
Well,
there's
any religion
extreme
can, like,
stems,
the
like-
bloody, the
Christianity
teachings
has
of
their
Jesus are now ultimate capitalism.
Yeah.
Like Jesus didn't sell the fish; he fucking gave them away.
Yeah.
But now Jesus was a capitalist, evidently. So any
Whatever
type of
suits
written
the story.
dogma will get taken by those. And I'm sure the kid's family were fine and all that, but just the idea of indoctrinating the kid, it's a fine line between teaching and indoctrination. I don't know what that line is, but I won't do it. Like I remember Mara, my daughter, came home from school, like public school, and she was saying we're going to burn in hell because I wasn't baptized. And so
God.
I didn't even know they were doing religious studies, but like
Yeah.
once they do an hour a week or something, unless
Yeah.
you opt out,
Yeah.
and they just
that
had
a
some
public
bus
school?
driver cat in there. Nothing wrong with bus drivers, But yeah, it was public school,
Yeah.
and he was saying he told the kids are going to burn in hell unless
Well,
they're
that's a good
baptized and
incentive,
shit.
isn't it?
You know, and then he gave them lollies.
That's a bit extreme.
Yeah,
I think they should. I think they should look at who they got teaching religious studies.
so
Was he even meant to be there? Like,
Yeah,
he's
probably
some bus
just
driver. He just rocked
yeah,
up.
don't worry, I'm a bus driver.
I heard Rogan had someone on the other week. I'm just a massive Rogan plugger, right? That's all I ever talk about. But he had a guest on the other week that studied the use of hallucinogenics
Oh,
and
I heard that
psychedelics, throughout the course of history,
Yeah.
human history, and in
Interesting.
religion. Oh man, it was the most interesting thing I listened to in a long time. So wine
Yeah,
was so commonly spiked. So
Yeah,
wine
with
is
heaps
everyone
of
just
shit.
they just use it as wine, but like so they think like most of the idea of what was happening with religion and the beliefs that were in the stories created, like it's all through hallucinogenic shit,
Yeah.
which is great.
Well,
I was
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
them
Well, it makes
stories are
sense,
also
doesn't it?
borrowed from different religions.
Yeah.
Like shitloads of them.
Yeah,
So
they
Noah was
read.
actually from a Egyptian. I'm probably fucking this up. But
No,
there was an
yeah.
Egyptian story.
the Sumerians
A
had
long
them
time
thousands
ago,
of years.
yeah.
Before.
And the whole like wedding, marriage thing come from paganism,
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong. Like, you know how you put the rings on?
Yeah, okay.
That's from paganism, which they
Yeah.
called fucking heathens.
Yeah,
So it's...
Yeah,
that's right. They used to
It's-
put marijuana in that smoky
Yeah,
thing down the.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thursday is actually Thor's Day. From
Yep.
Thor.
But it makes sense, you know, like in that.
You have
Of
to,
course
though.
it does.
To have a big story, you need...
Yeah, you build like the energy in the place, and it's like look how buzzed you get when you just go to like if you go to a sporting event with
Yeah,
50,000
yeah,
people, a gig with
and
heaps
it's
of people,
and it's going off.
Yeah, you
It's
just like this is
amazing.
vibe.
God
so if
is
you're
a DJ.
creating that with bloody.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Mixing in some substance.
And then they
too,
got the
like,
architecture.
can-
Always,
yeah.
you know,
And
Yeah,
that
it all
the
plays
same-
into the
yeah.
experience.
I
It's
like
set and
how-
setting with hallucinations
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
everything.
I like how Rogan says, though, that the priests were just like rock stars. Like, they would have been
Yeah.
dicking all the chicks. They would have been like...
they just run it to
That's
their
all
own
they
show.
were doing it
Yeah.
for. They're just
Yeah.
like...
Control.
We'll change that rule to...
Well, the church. Don't quote me because I haven't read it in a long time. But I was reading this sociology textbook, and like religion was like maybe at the start of capitalism or something. Like there was that hierarchy created through the church,
Yeah.
like because of the different divisions and stuff. So it's like ultimately it's just about creating power and separation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Once
And
bureaucracy
wealth
gets
and-
into anything, and then you had who was it that left England and went to the States? You know, the original settlers or colonists or whatever. They were like religious nuts.
What the...
Were they Baptists? I think no Protestants.
They're
And
the
so
ones that ended up in Mexico.
no, these are the ones that became Americans. They were Protestants, WASPs, and their whole thing was that we'll create because the Catholics and that were. It was all about afterlife. It was about, you know, do good in this life and be humble and shit, and then you'll go to heaven. The Protestants didn't really get into that. They said, we'll make heaven on this planet,
Yeah.
and so let's make lots of money. So the Protestants were actually the original capitalists.
Okay.
You know, because that was kind of against Catholic teaching, being a capitalist.
Yeah.
And so, that's why America kind of went the way it did, because of the Protestant influence. So, yeah. Well, it's an interesting thing. I've been thinking a lot about Christianity lately. I don't know, because I threw it out when I was about 12 years old, you know, because we went to, you know, Sunday school and all that type of shit. And I, you know, when you're about 12 or 11 or 12, you start thinking about, wow, this is amazing. You know, they wouldn't lie to me. And it's like, fuck, there's a giant being created all this.
Yeah.
So I went to the library and I went to the adult section, I went to the religious section, and I sat there for hours and read all whatever I could find. And then I read this book and it said, well, no, Jesus didn't write any of this shit. In fact, it didn't get written until like 400 years after he died.
Yeah.
And they decided what to leave in and all out. And then I called it. I said, oh, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
You know,
Can't
I think
even
it's
tell
11.
you made a story and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
recall it properly.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I can't.
No, you can't. It was absolutely, and I've been an atheist ever since then. But lately I've been thinking some of the things in Christianity are pretty good.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and a
think
lot
the
of
teachings
religions.
are good.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
The
The
stories...
foundation.
And
of them.
going to church and being somewhere and having hymns
a
sung, like,
purpose.
it's a pretty cool thing, you know. It's a shame it comes with pedophilia and that. Not that it had to.
touching the kids. That's-
You know, and all that control mechanism, because I'm pretty sure most people in church are pretty good people.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not sure about the Pentecostal. I think that's a bit of a control thing. But,
Yeah.
Christianity's not bad. So it's weird religion where it says, help the poor people and all that. Not a lot of religions do that shit.
It's more humane. It's like
It's a pretty humane thing,
the church at Lara's school? What are they?
Oh.
They're all a Mormon, is it?
No, I don't think they're
They're
Mormons.
super happy that...
I'm not sure, man.
They're just over the top.
A lot of Christians, yeah, we used to get them knock on the door and they do seem like they know something that you don't. Like gay guys, and they knock on your door.
I don't think
They got this glint in their eye.
Yeah.
It's like,
No,
I know something you don't. Anyway, yeah. But how did we get onto religion? Oh, we were talking about this Eckhart Tolle guy and being happy and trying to.
Well, he talks a lot about God in that book, The Power of Now, about Jesus and.
Yeah.
But he talks about the way they studied that was like Jesus being the. I haven't finished it all yet. It's been a while since I read it, but like in touch with like just being like, so that is like a form of being with God.
Do you know
because you're in like that space of eternity, like where there's no time, there's no you know what I mean, you're just in that place of like bliss, I guess, the light, your vibrations high, you're in the light, it's like being attached. So he was just like passing the message on how to be that way, more so than actually being from God himself. He just worked out, okay, this is how to be and how to not be in the ego and not to be at fault of all the things, the qualities that we seem to attain, like greed and whatever it is.
Do you think with that, like, is that kind of? I think that I've been thinking that with like Buddhism and all that, where you kind of zen out to become detached. But there's something to be said for, isn't it, like jumping into life and feeling all those emotions, and then you're not attached, you're fucking in it, and. And
that's the rock and roll
look
at it.
Yeah, well, it's like a Houzo look at it. Nothing against Houzos, but that show, and you're kind of wild and in it. I think a bit of both.
Yeah.
Be able to detach, but if you're detached, you're detached. You're not in
what
the
do you
game,
do?
are you?
Yeah.
You know,
Do you know what I like about that whole...
you got to live.
You got to fucking get into it sometimes.
That whole Jesus story, and it's pretty well known. Like, he does all these wonderful things, and then right at the end of it, before he's about to die, he's like, "Why have you forsaken me?" And it's kind of like he doubts him. He doubts all of his beliefs.
Yeah,
the way that I look at it. So it's kind of like
it's quite cool,
he's
isn't
like,
it? Yeah.
"Holy fuck, I'm just a man."
Yeah.
Because he's walking around telling everyone he's son of God, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then he gets to the end of his life, he's on a cross, and then he's like,
"Ops."
"Oh shit, I'm just a dude."
There's lots of different stories. There's a thing, Nag Hammadi was a place they discovered in the 70s in the Jordan Valley or something. Some guy knocked over a vase and had all these things in it, and they were the other gospels on Jesus. And so they got rid of a lot of gospels on Jesus, and I think it was Constantine, the Roman emperor, decided this is the Bible. And they threw out all the other stories, Mary Magdalene and all that. There's stories where Jesus went to France because there's like 27 missing years for Jesus. They reckon he fucked off to France.
All of a sudden he's 30.
Yeah, that's
30
right.
or something?
And he had kids and that over in France, and the main one was the Laughing Jesus, and they reckon Jesus was on a hill when next to what's that, Calvary, where they're hanging up Jesus and all that, but they actually got the wrong guy. They killed this guy Simon Mendes or something, and Jesus was on.
Sounds like Monty Python.
Yeah, and Jesus was on the other hill, and it's a thing. It's called the Laughing Jesus, and it was a gospel, and they had to decide which one. And then when they nailed Simon up, Jesus had to laugh because they got the wrong guy, and it's the history of and that's what the Gnostics kind of believe.
They reckon Jesus was such a popular name.
Oh yeah.
There's documentaries on it saying like Jesus wasn't just like one dude. It's written throughout like like all there's there's a doco. I'm gonna fuck this up, but it was on like the tomb of Jesus, and they found the bloody sash and shit like that. Like great. One of them fucked up.
The holy relic.
Yeah. And they're just going on like one dude's like, well, pretty much everyone here's called Jesus.
Yeah.
And I was like
anyone's.
One in fucking Mexico or whatever, and then you've got the next name.
Yeah, right.
So. I got this book, and it makes a lot of sense, and And it makes me like Jesus and Christianity even more because it says that he was made up by the Romans to calm the Jews down.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. So because the Jews they had this whole thing called a Messiah sect, and they were waiting for this warlike Messiah to come and rid them of the Romans, and they were going to rise up. And they were all around the Mediterranean. They were causing a lot of hassle for the Romans, And so the Romans thought, well, fuck, we'll invent a Messiah. We'll give you one. We'll pay a few dudes off. He's Jesus, but he's a pacifist. He's not going to rid you of the Romans. In fact, he said, give Caesar his due.
Yeah.
Like Jesus in the Bible says, pay your taxes to the Romans and all this.
Brian Marorus.
Yeah.
That's the one you want to listen to. Brian
Okay.
Muroreski or Marorescu.
Oh, yeah.
That's a shit name.
Graham Hancock.
Graham Hancock. He says about 10 words in
Yeah,
the
he
day.
doesn't say much. He just sits back
Which
and
is
listens.
cool though.
But that was probably one of the most interesting ones I've listened to.
And
Especially being at the moment, like I'm really trying to work out like what psychedelics are about and how they can help.
Well, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Talking about the
I've been thinking that
Sphinx.
for years, actually.
The Sphinx had like carvings or something. He was saying at the bottom about recipes. It was all these
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
like mentioning types of. There's this weird mushroom that. Pardon me.
Is that the red one?
Something about where Rogan was like, I tried it and it
didn't
fuck
do anything.
all,
That's
but he
just
goes,
the red
you're
one.
supposed to actually
The red dot
urinate.
one.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
go
yeah,
You're supposed
urinated
to,
out.
like
The
the
shaman's
priest,
like,
the priest or shaman,
Yeah.
whatever it is, eats
Pissing on
it
ya.
and then pisses it out.
and then it
you just,
activates it. No thanks.
Yeah, I know about that. That's the.
I did
They
hear
used
a
to
story.
drink deer piss. I got a book on how to get wasted
Yeah.
legally, and one of them's to drink deer piss after they eat the. It's the toadstool, like the red and white mushroom, muscaria. And
Yeah,
the
that's
Muscaria,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was a
They-
guy at work
I
saying
got-
that he met this chick and
Yeah.
he went around.
He drank a piss.
No, he gets. So he's out with her, mate. They were taking pingers and that.
Yeah.
And helmet, you're gonna be listening to this.
Yeah.
He goes, "Fuck." She's like, coming down and that, and she's like, "Fuck, let me drink your piss." And he's like, "What? No, like, you're not fucking drinking me piss." She's like, "No, I've done it before," and like she'll get high again. Like she didn't want to come down. Like so, yeah, he wouldn't let her.
passes through the
He ended
urine.
up like leaving her and teaming up with this other chick and that, and had a great time. She ended up shitty with him. But yeah, pretty
pissed
wild,
now.
eh?
That's pretty wild.
She's done it before and it works. Like,
Wow.
Yeah, it could be quite off-putting, I suppose.
Someone's piss tongue in my mouth. No thanks.
Yeah.
I remember there was a boxer. I remember watching it 24/7 on ages ago.
Yeah, one man Royal Market.
Yeah, and he's
Because look at that shit. He thought you got all the like
The goodness.
wasted vitamins out of your urine, but didn't
yeah.
realize like actually you're just getting all the toxins out of your body.
Yeah,
you idiot.
Yeah.
So then the next one's like when he's working with Angel Heredia, who's like a super smart sports science guy. Actually behind like the Marion Jones like
Oh, yeah.
and all that Olympic
Really?
team drug
Oh,
scandal. Yeah.
was that- yeah, yeah.
He's, I think he'd gotten in his ear and was like, that's not the way it works, idiot. He's
Yeah.
drinking his pissing. And then like do it like so he's drinking piss but he was going to hyperbaric chambers.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's two opposing
Who was he
things.
fighting for that? Do you remember?
As Mayweather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that 24/7.
just the
and
size
just
got
going,
scored.
what?
Yeah, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
Like, I was young
Just
too,
like-
and I knew that.
Just this like yellow little
Oh,
shot, and just like it was
no.
pretty dark. It
Ugh.
was dehydrated piss.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
why? That's
Right.
like
You're not in the desert dying. You
No,
don't need
no
to drink your own
thanks.
piss.
No thanks.
I remember Bear Grylls did it on. He killed a snake and skinned it, and he had the snake skin as
Yeah.
the bladder, and he's like pretending because you know how he flew to a
Yeah,
country and then
yeah.
stayed in a hotel.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's pretending that he's dry and that.
Yeah.
Pisses in this snake thing and then starts drinking it. and
Yeah,
like,
I've seen that
fucking
one.
coughing and
Yeah.
it's for.
Well,
I don't know if he really did it, but it looked believable.
my best, one of my best mates, he's got a stupid party trick. He come up in the, he was a Navy diver and just a bit loose and whatever. And, oh fuck, there was a period there we couldn't go out without him just getting his dick out and pissing in his
Bubbler.
mouth, just gargoyling himself.
Yeah,
It's
Bubbler.
just-
Oh, no.
And I was like, what the fuck, dude? You don't need to do that. Like,
I think was it Todd Carney did that?
yeah, he did that.
Yeah.
That's like everyone's
Oh,
acting
so-
like it was the biggest deal ever. I was kind of like, oh, let's just see that.
Seen it before.
Quite a few times now.
I heard a story of one guy going into West Leagues and I think a guy I work with went in there and he's like, went to hang a piss, and here's this dude like chewing this blue fucking urinal, and he's going, look at this kablooey, they're free, and he's just munching on a urinal.
Oh man.
Some people will get fucked up and do some dumb shit, eh?
Yeah.
Can't handle a piss.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
That went from Eckhart Tolle to drinking piss.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Drink.
That's
I
how we
might
roll
tell
here
you
at,
something about Eckhart Tolle, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to watch
shit.
these signs. Yeah.
Yeah, because you try and work it all out, and I don't know. Like, if you're just...
If you figured it all out,
you
you haven't figured it all out, man.
No.
You know, that's what I find. If I find
just-
I'm getting into someone heaps, I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
everyone's full
Yeah,
of
I keep
shit
doing
somewhere.
that.
That's right.
They
You
are,
know,
He's
so
full of shit.
Where's the full of
Everyone's
shit
full of
somewhere?
At some point, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm learning
not
that
all
now.
of it,
Because I
but-
do get a little invested in things, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck, hang on a minute.
They're all human.
Like,
Yeah,
everyone's human.
everyone,
Yeah.
they've all fucked
Everyone's
up.
And how
Somewhere.
much of that book is he just going, oh,
Just
fuck,
writing
like,
a book.
I need to
Yeah.
get another page, like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Alice in Wonderland, they reckon he was that fucked up on drugs. He wrote a whole a whole chapter about Doritos, because
Yeah.
he was like wigging out writing the story,
About chips.
Yeah,
That
and
back
then-
then, yeah.
like because he was so fucked up on acid or something.
I
can't
think he was taking
remember.
you
mushrooms,
can-
wasn't he?
Yeah, I
Mushrooms,
mean,
maybe?
you can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the story's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Pretty
mushrooms.
scary, yeah. Yeah, old mushies.
I just need to get me some.
Yeah.
I miss them.
It's not season, man.
I'm telling you, I can feel the difference. Like,
Yeah?
It's bizarre.
that is bizarre.
Just from,
That's
yeah.
good.
I think microdosing, like, I don't know if it'd help everyone, definitely. Like, even just doing it 3 or 4 times. Can
You gotta
help,
do it-
help me week by week. I gotta
you
do a
gotta do
big
it in
one.
spa.
I want to do a proper one. But,
You
In
gotta
the
do it in
spa?
spa.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Spa,
do-
pool.
No, boxing.
Oh, boxing. Oh, yeah.
Because there was a guy
Well,
that
you
was on
wouldn't want to,
Rogan.
though.
I
the
just
opposite, dude.
I
You
know.
don't wanna
But
be
there was a guy on
competitive.
Rogan saying that he did it, and he's like, he was on a whole another level. I just want to
That-
know.
That's that
I
Mohawk
just want to know
guy. He used
if
to do that. He was on
Was it
London
Dan
Real.
Hardy?
Yeah, he used to take mushrooms and that, and he
Yeah,
said
and
it was
he's-
like
he re-
cheating, man. 'cause
Yeah,
he
you
knew
could
what
see
was
the
going
punches
on.
coming.
Yeah.
I just want
I
to know
don't
if it's
think I
true.
would. I'm too
Yeah.
mellow.
Nah, you don't want to do it.
I'd be like,
It's because it's all set and setting.
yeah.
Imagine
I'm
what
like,
type
I
of
really
head
like.
fucking
But you're
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
microdosing, so would it be?
Yeah, but still, like, it's enough to make you feel a certain way.
Mm.
You want to attach to the feeling. You don't want to, like, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You're going into the feeling in that space.
Mm.
Like, I want to be like that. Well, if I even have to do them once a week, and you can stay like that forever until you get to that place. Like, it just rids
Yeah, but that's the thing about
fucking
Eckhart Tolle and those people, saying, can be like God and you meditate and all that, or otherwise you can, you can take one
Take
shot of
some
DMT or
mushroom,
something, or
DMT,
take some,
yeah.
and you don't have to do any of that stuff, and you
Yeah.
actually really,
there.
you're there,
Yeah. It's
Although it's not for
medicine from the
everyone,
earth.
kids.
No.
If you're a bit mental, don't fucking
do
touch
it.
them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most people are a bit mental. So just be
No,
mellow.
Yeah.
90%.
But yeah, I think there's definitely something in it. And they're legal now in Colorado.
Holy shit.
Oh, it's coming around the world. Is it really?
Colorado is
Psilocybin's
they're
Colorado.
like the first step in everything. They legalized like marijuana. They were one of the first.
Is that
ones to do
Boulder,
it.
Colorado?
Well, that's where all like the hippies used to hang out. and
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
eh?
that's where he
the
lived. man.
rock climbing.
He tried to be mayor of Boulder, Colorado.
Yeah,
he
right.
lived there for years, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
legalized cocaine.
Yeah.
That could have been disastrous.
Yeah, not coke's no good.
Ego
Yeah,
monsters.
and anything
everywhere.
that's like cut with a whole heap of other shit.
Yeah.
But also anything ego,
It's ego driven.
it's
not good.
Yeah.
Like
They cut it with gasoline. I'm pretty sure because when we went around like Colombia, we went to where
into the favelas.
fuck my head is just like all over the shop tonight.
Pablo.
Escobar was
Ah.
he has a museum with at the
yeah,
police station, and it's got all these guns and fucking like the canister they used to pack the coke in to then bag it.
Yeah.
So it was like this fucking little box like this, and it was exactly 1 kilo bricks, and had his guns and that, like the 2
Yeah.
pistols that he had, and fucking paper mache of his body. Like I was so proud that they killed him. And
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure like the tour guide, he's like, kerosene and fucking gasoline. Like they cut.
Yeah.
Well, that's how
all
they
this
make
garbage
it,
into
because they gotta put an alkaline with the coca leaves, and it breaks out the oils and stuff. So that's there's like the
Yeah,
process.
right.
They just use whatever strong alcohol they can get, which might
Yeah.
be gasoline. I've got a book on how to make it somewhere actually.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's this guy Howard Marks. He's a funny cat. Mr. Nice is the name of the book, and he was a guy in his 60s, and he went to Oxford University. He started hanging out with all the hippies and started selling them pot, and he got that big that in the 70s he made an imaginary band as big as Pink Floyd. I can't remember the name of it, and because Pink Floyd, he read, oh fuck, Pink Floyd have 16 lorries going around the States doing the Dark Side of the Moon tour. He goes, fuck, well, that's a good way. Drug run. So he invents this band, hires out all these fucking places around the States, hires a jumbo jet and all that, full of marijuana.
And
there's no band or anything, but all the drug dealers come into the concert hall and they fucking take the bags and bags of pot.
I love the business setup. I love the ingenuity of
he was an ingenious guy.
Drug deals and shit, like how they used to get around.
And he's got his second book was Legal Highs and how to make stuff and all that. And that's where he's talking about drinking, reindeer piss. And he's also saying that if you're going through customs and the dog's there, get lion shit, go to a zoo and get some lion shit and keep it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Dogs don't fucking like lion shit.
No.
It'd be intimidating, No thanks.
That's the thing about that zoo, Shoalhaven Zoo. They got the goats and the sheep, and right fucking next door is the lions.
Yeah.
They must freak the fuck out of you.
Nothing when
they're just so fed, but that's how you, like, if you have no... Like, they wouldn't be aggressive if they're fed. They're fed. Like, they're only aggressive because of their instinct to eat. They need to eat and hunt. Like, so if they're well fed, they'd be just... You could probably... If you fed them up enough, you just walk through there.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Well, they tried that
Maybe
and
not,
some chick fucking got eaten.
I don't know that.
Well, they tried it on that fucking lion, that gay guy on the Netflix. What was he?
Oh, Tiger King.
Yeah, Tiger King. What a fucked up show.
That just went nowhere.
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to go somewhere big. There's going to be some big conspiracy about shit. And it just like... Just kind of fizzled. I was like, that was pointless.
The chick that worked there got her arm ripped off and that. Did you say that bit?
Yeah, they're all just like...
No, that happened at Shoalhaven. The chick got her arm ripped off.
Really?
A couple of months ago, yeah. It was all... she decided to clean out the lion pen without fucking getting rid of the lions. So they weren't too mellow when she walked through there. Yeah, they mauled the fuck out of her.
Shoalhaven.
Yeah, it was. That's. I didn't even know the zoo existed until I heard that. And I thought, fuck, that sounds alright.
It was a publicity stunt.
And a couple of years beforehand, the crocodile bit some guy's arm off. So,
yeah, the crocodiles are miles away from the fence.
No, it was the keeper. He fucking put his hand in the crocodile thing.
I don't understand what makes...
People are idiots.
Yeah, like, even the fact that, like, they're saying, going back to the Tiger King, like, how many people have freaking tigers over there?
Yeah, in Texas.
Do you know like, you wouldn't be at ease at all. How can you be at ease knowing you got a tiger in your backyard?
All those exotic animals.
Like, just waiting to just destroy shit.
I'm thinking of that taipan, the inland taipan at the zoo. I'm like, they're just feeding that fucking thing. Like, that thing's that deadly. So, is it...
It's the deadliest snake in the world. Number one in the world, yeah.
No thanks.
Like, fuck that.
They probably got a little hatch or something.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to... I don't... Like,
surprised
that's like
there.
pythons, man.
Snakes
Those big ass pythons.
Yeah.
It's like, the anacondas and stuff that just kill you. They just choke you to death.
I've seen a video.
Like, there's no need for that.
It was interesting. A honey badger wrapped up by a python. It's getting fucked up. The honey badger's just fighting it off, and the python's going on it and that. And this fucking... Was it a wolf? Or some kind of dog-like animal
in and helps it.
Comes in and like starts attacking the snake. So the snake's like trying to attack both. Ends up the honey badger gets free. Snake ends up dead. Then the honey badger ends up dragging the snake off.
Yeah, to eat.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably why the other animal attacked it, because it's like vulnerable to worrying about this.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But they reckon the honey badger's skin's that thick that the snake couldn't do any damage. Like
Really?
What word we
Penetrate.
For? Penetrate.
Yeah, penetration.
Because I didn't know nothing about honey badgers.
Oh, they're savage, I think.
I was like,
aggressive.
that thing looks fucked up. That's like scary.
Yeah, they attack fucking lions and shit, don't they? Like,
I don't know.
like they back down. They're like warthogs or something.
It was getting fucked up by the snake.
Snake will fuck it up.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
if those dog things, I can't remember what they were.
Don't breathe out.
Anyway, if they didn't help, that honey badger was fucked, I thought.
Yeah, I would have been fucked. Yeah, if it was wrapped around. So the lions are there, and I take Vinny, and then there happens to be a little ball in the lion zone, you know. Ball! I don't give a shit about the lions. You know, like...
Kids are great,
Funny,
Fuck, there's a ball there.
Riking the whole day. I want to see the naughty snake.
Yeah.
Like, look, you can pat the kangaroos. Oh, yeah. Naughty snake, let's go. I'm going back there, yep.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck.
Yeah, these guys living in this bloody... It was bizarre. This doc on these hyena... That's what they call the hyena men. Have a look, like... Nigerian hyena men.
Okay.
Doco. It'll come up
Oh, yeah.
straight away, but it's just... They like have the hyena up face to face with it, pulling apart its jaws, like, It's like,
It's a wild animal, don't
like,
they?
and they are, and the
Are they fully
baboons and
wild?
shit.
Like,
Well, they go and
Yeah.
get them from the wild.
oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and train them. They think they got these magic potions and stuff that.
Oh.
They take these snakes, these dangerous
Black
are they
mamba,
like
is it?
cobras maybe or something? Like, and
Yeah,
but they got them at home, and they got all these deadly snakes with the kids and like the women,
Shit,
and
yeah.
they think they give them this potion and rub this stuff on their skin that makes them immune to it.
Or maybe
Like,
that
maybe
mellows.
they do.
Maybe it mellows the people out so
Is it
much the
horse?
snakes aren't
It's that
freaked out.
deadly, yeah.
The
Let's do
horse blood?
something.
Because I reckon they get the anti-venom for rattlesnakes from horses.
Yeah, they pull it out of
Horses have
horses.
been bitten so many times that...
Yeah, well, they do that with spiders. They put the venom in the horse, and the horse is so big it
Develop
won't
like
kill
an
it. And it
antibody
gets
to it.
antibodies
Yeah,
to it, and
that's the word.
then they suck it out. Fucking
Hmm.
yeah,
Crazy.
that's wild.
Oh, it's super. I've never seen nothing like it.
I wouldn't trust it.
Baboons.
No, baboons are
Baboons
fucking wild,
fuck
man.
you up.
Huge teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're savage.
They're the
It
ones
seems
that
so
got the
violent.
asshole hanging out.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Imagine them. Yeah, they're just filthy.
They're
Dude.
fucking wild looking
Yeah.
beasts. Though.
Imagine
Yeah.
imagine the
They
stench
look
in
like-
them places, man.
Yeah,
They look like painted warriors, eh? Like,
yeah, they
Yeah.
do.
their faces are all... With those
Mandrakes.
huge teeth. Fuck that.
Yeah, Rafiki. They're just ready to fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
did, that's what I was going to ask you. Roy Jones, he was talking to Hagler Jr. Did he say that?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, Marvin.
that real?
Was it like Marvin's son? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Marvin's
Must
son
have
would be old by now, though. Oh, no, I suppose
Well,
not.
he's
Marvin
that
might have
old.
had.
knows?
Like, because Ray's only like, what are they'd be in their 60s, I reckon.
Yeah, so he might have
Not
had a
that
kid
old, like,
recently, I
yeah.
suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, but
He was
they're
young,
still
healthy, and
pumping
he
kids
moved,
out, I
yeah,
reckon.
yeah.
he moved to Italy.
He can afford
lived
it.
his life. You never heard about him after his
He's
career.
Yeah, he
become
grew his
the
hair.
Movie star over there.
No, I haven't seen any of his movies.
I like
neither have
how
I.
they were talking about him
Just a legend.
in the like training and that, and he's just screaming war.
Whoa!
Yeah.
This man he used to G me up, hey. He used
Yeah.
to G me up, that guy.
That was a good era.
That was like, that's what I was waiting for with back to the Lomachenko fight from him though. Like, you know, everyone mentions the word greatness, and like Lomachenko's great in his own right, like as an amateur, and to do what he's done in a short time and be the athlete that he is. But it's like those guys, and I was saying it to one of the young guys in the gym, like those guys would have found a way to finish Tio.
Oh, yeah.
Like where, like Loma left it so late, and then started coming back, but they would have got the job done. Like
Yeah.
they wouldn't have went,
yeah, yeah.
oh, let's just try and find it. Oh, it's not quite working. Oh, it's almost working, but I'm not going balls to the wall. All
Yeah.
that. Them guys, like look at him against
it's like
Tommy
him-
Hearns, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was cut like badly. It's super. He just had to get it ended. So he just ran out the next round and just found a way to finish a fight.
Yeah.
Like
I remember Clem
Durant.
showing me them fights years ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
Durant against
right.
Moore, like Davey
Yeah.
Moore, like he'd come back off that
The
Ray Leonard
debacle.
the quitting, the
Yeah,
no mask,
no
like
mask.
Yeah.
everyone hated him, and
Yeah.
he knew like I got to pull this out. He's gone from freaking lightweight or even I think he was even south of that division up to junior middle, and beat Davey Moore and just demolished him. Like at a time when he was, he was hated by his people and
Yeah.
he needed redemption. So just when they find ways to do great
Yeah.
things, that's what makes these guys.
And also
so
coming
different.
forward as well, like
They're
you know, like,
aggressive. They
Hagler was
go
just
and
aggressive,
Get it.
going
They
to-
just go fucking get it.
And
Like they don't
Lomachenko
have
just-
that like.
nah.
No, Lomachenko too calculated almost. It was
Yeah, he
too
was.
calculated. Because I feel like someone like, I don't know. It's hard to say these days, but like everyone's too quick to jump on the greatness train. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Like you need to wait.
Yeah.
Like it can't really be determined
Greatness
in
comes
the
after
time.
you've done,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Like,
Yeah, and it's been able to pull
Usually.
out that special shit.
yeah.
Like he almost pulled out that win against Toledo, but he didn't quite because he wasn't a crafty pro yet. In his second fight for the title, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But then he beat Gary Russell in the next one. So he's like, he's there, but it's like, it's just not.
He's spectacular to watch,
Oh,
but he's
so
just...
good, and he's so good. He's a good technician.
Yeah.
But it's like the technician like cancel out the level of professionalism, tactical prowess, and like that technical dominance. Does it cancel out that like that need, that hunger? Like them guys are just savages.
Yeah.
Just savages. Even Raylan.
Different time, eh?
Yeah. Different. Yeah. So maybe that's it. Maybe we're just too comfortable now to bring that out. But yeah, they're interesting points anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think
enough?
that could be episode 1.
Yeah.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
Tune in.
Tune in next time.
Do we need to get new chairs?
I think we need new chairs, less squeaky chairs. That'll be the next thing.